সেই মারাত্মক যুদ্ধ ফেরত আসছে তোমার ক্যাম্পাসে। নতুন যোদ্ধাদের সাথে আরো লড়াই এবং আরো উত্তেজনার সাথে বিশাল পুরস্কার মূল্য 30,000 USD। প্যাক করো তোমার গেমিং ব্যাগ, প্রস্তুত করো তোমার বন্ধুদের।
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Once again, welcome back to the PUBG Mobile Bangladesh Campus Championship 2021, brought to you by the Oppo F19 Pro. My name is Super Johnny. This time joined by Phoenix Savant, and well, another exciting day of the quarterfinals is all set to begin.
Yeah, up to the Group D, they are going to play their 5 respective matches, and I'm very excited because I know that you are excited too, because today you are going to cast the games with me.
No. But apart from that, I mean, the teams definitely do bring up intense action every single time. We do see yesterday, I mean, the way TRZ were playing, it was impressive. 3 back-to-back chicken dinners, and there was absolutely no stopping for the team. And we were having this conversation again and again throughout the day as to if anyone else would be able to sort of replicate the same level of performance. Because as we always talk about this, every single stage is about sending a statement to the teams that you will be facing off in the next stage of the tournament. So right now we're on the quarterfinals. Now the teams will be looking to establish themselves as strong contenders for the semis, and in the semis they will look to establish themselves as strong contenders for the finals. But let's see how the teams are going to be playing today in these matches. As you mentioned, 5 matches again from Group D, and with this Group D's matches being over by the end of the day, our first rotation for these 4 groups will be done. They will come back from Wednesday onwards. They will play 5 matches in the same order. Like Group A will play 5, Group B will play 5, C will play 5, and so on. D will play 5, and that will be those last rotations that they have. But today it is all about Group D, and also let's remind ourselves what's on the line. The prize money.
We talk about the prize pool. So $30,000 for this particular season. If you secure that first position for yourself, you will get $10,000. For second, $5,000. Third, $3,200. But if you became the MVP of the tournament, you will get $500 too. So if you became the MVP, you're going to get some money too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, getting the MVP is always going to be a good thing, because no matter what you win as a part of a team, that will be split up between you and your teammates. If you become the MVP, though, that's all yours. Those $500, it's all for that one lad who is, well, going to blow up his opponents and blow our minds in doing so during the tournament. But let's talk about how you need to do that. As far as winning the money for the teams goes, you have to earn points, as we like to say. In every single match that you play, the point structure is in front of us. So we won't be talking about this too much, because it has been a while since this point structure got implemented. And by now, every single one, I mean, the audience, the players, everyone is used to this. But as I was saying, as far as the MVP system goes, now 40% weightage given to the damage, 40% weightage given to the survival time, and only 20% weightage given to the kills. So that is how the division of things goes out for the MVP. So that is something that these players need to keep in mind. It's not just going to be those kills that get you to the next stage, but it will be those survival times and damage as well. Talking about things, teams in front of us, so Static Tribe, NRZ, and the lads right behind them, the invited teams that we just saw.
And we have Team CREX, 4 CREX, Team Mercenaries, and CR71RS, Mactavish, XB Emperors, Team Z, and RZ Esports are also playing in the Group D. And other than these teams, we have IPGeLECTRIFY, VSeSports, Team GG, and EC4 Legends.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see how these teams actually perform. IPGeLECTRIFY in general, because IPGeLECTRIFY, this is one of those teams that made a really, really amazing push during the last few matches in order to qualify. On the other side, Team GG as well. I mean, they've had an interesting set of performances from them as well. 4 legends, so a lot of interesting names. But then again, it is always going to be about the invited teams. How are the invited teams going to play it out? Yesterday we saw, I mean, not just yesterday, I mean, the 3 days before this as well, we have seen sort of what an amazing performance these lads bring to the table. And today, Static Tribe, NRZ, and Exentric Infinity What are these two invited teams going to do? How are they going to play things out? That, I think, is the question that is running through everyone's mind. Will the young
True.
lads be able to stand up to the challenge and face these two giants in the matches that we have lined up? Talking about the matches, Erangel, Miramar, Erangel, Sanhok, Erangel, ladies and gentlemen. It's the same rotation. It's the same three maps. Well,
Yeah.
5 matches though.
5 matches though, and out of those 5 matches you have to play Tiri Erangel. So yeah, you know what, the invitee teams, first of all, I am sure they are going to test the waters first, then they are going to engage in some fights, because I'm going to take an example from the Pakistan region. That one team Arcades, they were struggling throughout the first 3 matches, but in the fourth match they secured the chicken dinner with 20 kills, and after that particular match they just climbed up into the top 3 of overall ranking. So if any team decided to do the same, it is going to be interesting.
See, that's the thing. That has happened in the Bangladesh region as well.
Okay.
And it was done by Venom Legends. But Venom Legends always do that. 1952 did this yesterday as well. I mean, the first game they bombed really hard, and the next 2 matches was when 1952 actually picked up the pace and, they started to play like their older selves. Not the next 2 matches. The second and the third game, they were still experimenting. Don't know why, but moving forward, they sort of regained their performance. But Venom Legends, I mean, the first 3 games, Venom Legends were like, I don't know what they were like. They were just not looking like their usual selves. But in the last 2 matches, they had amazing runs, and that sort of resulted in them ending the day within the top 3. That is something that I agree with you. The veteran teams do try to do, but on the other hand, you could just show why you were invited, just like TRZ did. Like, get a massive lead within the first 3 games, and that's it. While the other teams need 5 games to catch up, you did it in 3, and the next 2 games you can just chill, relax, just go in all out YOLO, guns blazing, do whatever you want. There is basically no strategy for the next 2 matches. It's all just experiments and trying to learn about the other individuals on the other teams. That is something that I personally hope I get to witness again, because it was amazing to watch the last time. But with that, I mean, I would like to hear from our audience as well. I mean, we have 16 teams again, squad rosters that we did just see in front of us. But what do the viewers think? Like, what do you guys sitting at home watching this broadcast right now think? Like, who is going to take the victory? Which team is going to dominate? Which team will have a hard time? All right, once again, let me remind you guys about the qualification criteria for the semifinals from the quarterfinals. Top 8 teams, ladies and gentlemen. Top 8 teams from each group will be moving forward to the next stage of the tournament. So right now we have 64 teams. In the next stage, there will only be 32 teams. And those 32 teams will battle it out. From there, the final 16 will move on to the finals and fight for the prize money for Season 1 of the Campus Championship, the $30,000 that's there.
Yeah, $30,000, huge prize, huge amount of money for the Season 1 itself. But the main thing is today, if today the Group D, they are going to play their 5 matches. So every single group, they are going to complete their, almost half of the journey. Then from Wednesday, then they are going to play again. But let's see how these teams are going to play today, because today Erangel map, I am sure that first of all, the first Erangel map, teams are going for that passive approach. First of all, they're just gonna stay, drop down to their favorite location, then start looting those compounds. Then they are gonna engage in some fights, and I'm sure, let's see, in the second or the third circle, we are gonna witness some massive fights.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, the first Erangel is going to be a slow one for most of the teams, but then again, it is going to be about that one team that comes out with a different mindset. As we have been talking about, it has been happening in the few days in the past as well. Yesterday, it was Team TRC that decided, all right, we want those kills. The day before that, it was another team. Day 1, it was another team. So there's always going to be one team that will think, all right, while everyone else will try to look for opportunities to avoid fights, to be safe, and to play a slow game, we will charge in. We will get those kills. We will get those points. Let me remind you, yesterday, AGT9X, 2 matches in, they had 0 placement points, but they had 10 kill points. Those 10 points kept them on the 10th position in the first 2 games, and that allowed them the opportunity by the 3rd game to find themselves in the top 8. That is also a thing. Early aggression, if you can play it right, it can work out in your favor. I mean, getting those 5 kills early on, getting those 6 kills earlier on in the game might just be the thing that helps you survive even if you take early exits again and again and again and again. But all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the match is live. The trajectory of the plane in front of us, it starts from Milta Power and goes all the way towards Georgia Pole.
Yeah, the Georgia Pool City, the plane path just ending near the Georgia Pool City, though. So areas like Gutkap, Severny, Zerki, Yasnaya, and even Stalber, the lower side, the southern side of Stalber is still glidable. So yeah, if any team decide that they just want to go near the ferry pier or quarry or Primos, so they have to search for those vehicles first. Then they are gonna rotate. Then they can go to their favorite drop location. But let's see where the first zone is going to form.
Well, let's see where the first circle is going to be. And in the meanwhile, NRZ TC, the team that we were talking about earlier on, I believe that is NRZ Esports, they have taken a drop towards Jasnaya Poliana. Then we have IPGeLECTRIFY dropping towards North Georgia along with the 4 Legend squad. So that is going to be an interesting thing. All right, NRZ Esports is actually heading towards Severny. So Static Tribe NRZ is the one heading towards Jasnaya Poliana. And as we were talking about the circle is split between the 2 islands, the military island and the main island. It has like what 50% of the military, not 50, 40% of the military island in it, and quite a huge chunk of the central and the western part of the main island present in the location. So let's see how this game is going to play out. Since most of the teams have actually decided to take the exit towards the eastern side, the trajectory wasn't necessarily leaning towards the west apart from the northern part of the map, but now the rotations will become really, really tricky for these lads.
Yeah, the rotations, they are going to be a little bit tricky, but let's see what these teams are going to do. If for Cribs, they are moving towards the military base area, right? So if they want to move inside the safe zone, there's only 2 ways: the military base bridge and the water area. If they want to rotate from the water area, I am thinking that they're gonna stop near the ferry pier or Primos if any team decided to contest that area. So for Crimson, they might got up in a bit of trouble, but let's see what's going to happen.
Well, let's see what is going to happen, but I want to see if those early game situations that we talked about are in fact going to happen. That is something that I will be looking forward to. So far, I mean, 4 Crims actually making a long rotation and just heading towards that military base. Quite an interesting thing right there, because now they will also have to worry about getting out, while the team will be thinking, all right, the plane's trajectory is towards the eastern side and towards the northern side, and most of the teams are going to be that there is a really high possibility of teams actually going and taking the far rotation towards Ferry, Prayer, Primorsk, Gutka, and then just trying to hold off 4 Crims during their rotation. So that is something that they actually do need to calculate as well, and they do need to worry about. But let's see if that is going to happen. So far, there is no clashing point with them in the trajectories trying to enter the circle, although I do expect a little bit of aggression towards the side of Milta, since there are 3 teams present over there, 1 towards farm, 1 towards Milta Power, and 1 in the actual city area. Then there's a squad present towards the northern side as well.
Yeah. Let's talk about the team FC, right? The team TM, they are dropped down near the Zerki area, so they are not that far behind. They are not that far away from the safe zone. But one team, Team IPC, they are gonna punish them. And if we're talking about punishments, yep, I think so. Facts. He got knocked out in their open area, and it is not a good thing for you, because this is a very early stage, right? If you got knocked out, it means you are in the open area. The opponents can spot you down. They already dished out a lot of damage onto you. But I think so the revival is also there, and now they are going to move towards a safer area so that they are going to heal themselves up. Then they are going to engage in some fights.
Well, definitely. And I believe the fight had already started, as Fags from the squad did actually take some damage, and they have also 1 kill secured, as we do see that kill on Mr. Vutu. Let's see how this is going to play around for the team. Although on the other side, it's not going to be an interesting situation. Now they have given away their location as well to the team present in the North Georgia Pole City. And as we're talking about this team Mercenaries, they did look pretty incredible during their qualification matches. It should be quite an interesting performance from their side as well. Because once again, I mean, we were always talking about this when me, Trooper, Fixes were there during the qualification matches as to how the teams were going to play once they reach the next stages of the tournament. And finally, they are here. So let's see how they are going to perform. It's going to be about proving themselves and proving that they deserve to be here. So far, just one kill being secured. All right, Team GG actually in some action as Jarif is going to be taken down on the other side by the players of BGZ. I believe it is Drago that got the knock. The revive is coming in. Axio on the other side has his opponent pinned down, just allowing his team the opportunity to actually get the revive going and bring something to the table. And they actually dropped down Drago on the other side. T911K is also going to be dropped down and finished off by Axio. Axio is doing a wonderful job just holding off the aggression from BGZ. Saqib, he's trying to charge in. Trans with a grenade. Lobbed in the right direction as to where Saqib was, but he rotated to the tree in front and gets a knock.
Yeah, meanwhile, Axio, he has that Scarl with the 6 times on it, attached on it, but the bad thing is they already lost one player, which is not a good thing. It seems like Axio, he spotted down Saqib, but he just want to confirm that thing. Saqib just want to Axio want to dish out some amount of damage, but Saqib, he is using vehicle to rotate near his knocked out teammate. So yeah, he is pretty safe.
Well, it is pretty. I believe. I mean, not necessarily. I mean, they are out in the open, so it is going to be a tricky situation to get out of here as well for both these teams, Team GG and the players of BRZ as well. BGZ, I'm sorry, BGZ Esports. Because being out in the open, even if you are using those vehicles, you can be shot at, and that is the thing. BGZ Esports, they took a few hits. This is what I was talking about. Even if you try and take those vehicles, you do expect to get sprayed upon. Flash does actually make an attempt, but since he's all alone, there are no teammates helping him out to accomplish this scenario. He won't be dishing out enough damage to get anything to make anything happen. Although, good thing for BGZ, they have managed to chase away the threat. They lost one player. They got one kill as well. The trade did come off in their favor. So things should be okay. But let's see how they move forward in this matchup with just a 3-man squad now.
Yeah, same for the players of team. They were engaging in some fights. They had a good fight with them. But the main thing is now it is brought down to only 3 men, right? If you able to secure a good position, if you are gonna be in the last circle or in the 6th or in the 5th circle, then it might possible that if you're gonna face a 4v3 situation, if you're going to face a team who has 4 men alive, then it might possible that you're going to lose that fight, because we all know that mid advantage is very, very important in PUBG Mobile. Team 11, Exentric Infinity, they were doing those rotations very close to this team BGC, but the main thing is they are not spraying down some bullets onto them. So this is a good thing. Not compromising your position is a part of your strategy.
I mean, it is an integral part of the game. You can't afford to give away a location. The element of surprise can be the thing that brings you an advantage in a lot of fights. But talk about there's a circle just taking a central shift, still split between Pachinki and Gatka area. So it looks like the circle will be heading towards that open area situation. But in the meanwhile, I believe there is a fight that Team GG find themselves in again. And this time, I believe it is against the players of Evolution right there. We're going to find out which team that is once we actually do witness the fight in front of us. But they're fighting on towards the eastern edge of the circle right now, quite close to the area of farm. And the players of VSeSports and BGZ are hovering around like hawks that are trying to pick off sort of any prey that gets left behind. Let's see if the opportunity is going to be allowed to the teams. In the meanwhile, the squad of Venom, they have taken control of the center as well. Not the center, well, the southern side of Pachinki, the hills towards the south of Pachinki. So that's where they are holding right now. So they should be in a comfortable position. But Team GG actually managed to chase away the opponents, and now they find themselves in a much better position. They aren't being shot at, and all they have to do is just stay close to the edge, hold on to the edge, wait for the teams to close in as they sort of build up a cluster towards the southern side of the main island, quite close to the military bridge sea shoreline right there. And well, if they can manage to do that, if they can, they might be able to pick up a few points with gatekeeping their opponents. Although, since there are a lot of teams to the south, look at the northern side. There's hardly any. I mean, there are 4 teams towards the northern side of the circle. It's a much safer position to be in comparison.
Yeah, true, true. Meanwhile, all the teams are still alive in this second zone. But you know, if the zone take a curveball near the eastern side, northeastern side of Kori, then it might possible we are going to witness multitude of open fights. But let's see how these teams are going to manage those fights, because right now, uh, some teams they had a good start. They off to a really good start, but could not able to secure huge amount of kill points. Only one kill points. They able to secure only one kill point, but still, I am sure they need more.
Well, they definitely do need more. The 1 kill points won't help you out with anything. It's not enough. Need to get at least 6 to 7 kills in every single game on average. 6 to 7 kills in every single game is something that will give you a really well, it gets you in a comfortable position. But let's have a look at how the teams will try and accomplish that. FC actually in a really wonderful position. Marvel, look at him right underneath the airdrop, so they should be able to pick that up and wonder what's in it. Wonder what's in the airdrop. Is it the ORM? Is it the M249? I hope that's the M249, and they would love to see the 100 round weapon in this game. I mean, it's going to make things quite interesting, since the circle is also in the open area. It's going to be much easier to just absolutely go berserk with that weapon. So let's see how things will be after the airdrop weapon is going to be picked up. The players of XB over there on towards the side of school we'll be hoping the circle moves in their direction. So 3, 2, 1, and wait, where is it now?
Yeah.
All right, so heading towards Pochinki again, just like yesterday.
Yep, and you know what? I am sure after the fifth circle, I don't think that Pochinki, the zone is not going to favor Pochinki. But I would love to see some open fights. But meanwhile, we talk about NRZ. If they're gonna move straight, so there's only one team, Team FC, in front of them. So if they want to engage in some fight, Team FC is there. 4 Legends is also there. IPGeLECTRIFY on the southern side too. So now teams are moving inside the circle. Just because of that, we know that now we are going to witness multitude of fights.
Well, let's see how things will be turning out. And as you said, there will be a lot of fights happening, a lot of which have already started. 4 Legends taking a few hits. They've lost on one lad. Arrow is knocked down. Arrow will get finished off, and I believe that is it for the squad of 4 Legends. Did not even get to witness the fight right there. The entire team getting eliminated right out of existence in the matchup. All right, They're still alive. They haven't taken an exit, ladies and gentlemen. 4 Legends are still inside the game. They lost 2 players, though. And 4 Crims lose out on one of the individuals as well. IPGeLECTRIFY losing out on C minor. Robo 6 quite close. The UAs need to get far away from the vehicle, buddy. If you are getting sprayed at, it is going to blow up. It's just a matter of time. But Robo 6 going for a revive on C minor. See, this is such a bad decision that I want the players to learn their lesson. I want this vehicle to blow up. But 4 Prims, instead of going for the spray, they decide closing the distance is going to be the smarter choice, which it can be. I mean, it will be a 2-on-2 situation, but it's not going to be an easy conversion. C minor on the other side has been revived, and Axio he's going to be run over with the vehicle.
Yep, which is not good. If you're just prone down in the open area, players are gonna run over onto you. Meanwhile, GG, I think so. This is the first team to take an exit from the lobby, because now we just brought down to only 15 teams. So yeah. The third circle is not. It doesn't favor Team GG, but IPGeLECTRIFY, they already secured 2 kills. They are playing on the edge of the safe zone. So yeah, it's a good strategy. And C minor is gonna loot that crate so that he can collect some more utilities. Thunder just boosted him up. He has that Mini 14 with a 4x, and you know what? To be honest, it's a decent combination. But your accuracies has to be on point if you want to knock out some players. Meanwhile, roll, come on. You can knock him out. You can knock him out. Saqib received a lot of damage, and yep, he got knocked out, and the kill confirmation is also there. So yeah, easy. The players from Exentric Infinity, finally, they secure their first kill, and now they
Well,
have the height advantage.
They do have the height advantage, and as you said, just securing the first kill within 15 minutes of the game. I guess this entire lobby has the same mindset that you mentioned, just taking things slow. But auto aim from the team of Team Z right here in front of us. They had interesting performances. I mean,
Yeah.
again, a team that is associated with another squad that has made an impact in these quarterfinals, Venom Legends. So let's see how this team is going to perform. Auto aim did try to aim at the opponent through the windows, but the revive will come for the squad of Mactavish. It's not going to be an easy finish for them. Oh, they are getting charged upon. It is the team of I believe it is CRx71RS that is coming for the charge in, and yes, it is. Abhay, he is pinned down on that high ground. Auto aim providing cover fire. The nade is beautiful. The spray is beautiful. They bring down the 3-man assault down to a 1-man, and I believe the squad wipe is going to be there as they're going to stick the revive. Why would you do that? The fight needed to happen. It was just a 1v1 situation, but the finish does come in. 3 kills secured by this team, 2 by this one individual right here. Team Z in a really, really dominating fight, just coming out
True.
on top, and also the game being brought to 14 teams alive in this match.
True. Hey, he is looking pretty good. Meanwhile, he has good control of that compound too. Meanwhile, we can see the players of Exentric Infinity. They are using that height advantage into their favor, knocking down a lot of players, just out a lot of damage onto freezing out in the open. Thunder, come on. Come on. Yep, Thunder confirmed another kill for his team. Meanwhile, we can see that Real is taking some amount of damage, or he received some amount of damage, and Shaikot spotted down one player of Team BGZ Esports just hiding behind that hay bale. But for how long? You have to move inside the safe zone.
Well, Flash on the other side from BGZ actually takes a headshot to the face. He was taken out. But let's see, the entire team is still present. 13 teams, 43 players still alive. Exentric Electrify trying to find a way to actually use this high ground advantage and get a few kills for themselves. Shoykot in a really wonderful position. Needs to go for the spray. It's going to be really hard to control the entire recoil. But yeah, this is what I was talking about. He can actually burst his opponents down. Which I believe he tried his little best to do, but it was Augie from the team of CR who actually picked up those skills for himself. So 2 points denied to Exentric Electrify. Not a wonderful position for the team. I believe they are going to be pissed right now as to how they are losing out and missing out on those points. But let's talk about this team. Let's talk about the team in front of us right now. It is going to be the squad of VS Esports. Now, they are smack in the middle of the circle. They have good cover for themselves. All they need to do is this team, I would say in particular, needs to play passively. They don't have any incentive to take those fights aggressively. They lost out on one player already. Let's see if they will be able to fight their way out of this one. In the meanwhile, though, NRZ Esports, 2 players knocked down, Demon and 417 right down in front of us. Sajid, he's going to try and revive his teammate, but needs to be careful. They were knocked out from the flank, the players of TM right in front of them, and IPGeLECTRIFY as well on the lower ground. Osman and the rest of the lad from the squad of Team Mercenaries in a really wonderful position to take down these individuals. But the revive from Sajid, it is going to be successful.
Yeah, it is successful. Meanwhile, I think so Sajid's just gonna revive his another teammate who is pretty far away from him. I think so 15 to 20 meters, but he's gonna lob some smokes to make an extra cover for him. We still have 12 teams alive in this lobby. 38 players are still there, but the fifth zone, it is going to dish out a lot of damage onto you. I'm talking about the blue zone. Meanwhile, Aegis, it seems like he spotted down the players of NRZ Esports hiding inside those smokes, but for how long? This charge in by the team Evolution could be lethal, but they have to be inside the safe zone. At least you have to be in the at the edge of the zone to to gatekeep for those teams who want to move inside the safe zone.
Well, yeah, but let's see. I mean, moving inside the safe zone is not going to be easy right now since it is a safe zone in the open area. There are a lot of
Yeah.
teams present. Look at the utility usage from the players of Team Mercenaries, not even allowing their opponents the opportunity to even stand up, make a run for something. Osman is going to be taken down. NRZ Esports again in trouble. The players of Team Z. We do see Bad Cell in front of us, closing the distance. Safe is in the backline. Safe should be able to take him down quite easily. Batcell still surviving. I'm keeping my eye on the kill feed to see when that individual is going to go down, because it is just the shape of the hill, the curve in the terrain that has separated these players from each other. Apart from that, look at the map. Look at the mini map right there. Everyone is like on top of each other. There is absolutely no space to move around.
True. Every single team is just staying on the eastern side of the zone. Meanwhile, that one grenade by SI4M just knocked out one player of NRZ. NRZ, they are in a bit of trouble. Every single time if we talk about the kill feed, we already saw that at least one player got knocked out of Team NRZ. Another player got knocked out, but in the retaliation fire, they knocked out Tanveer. NRZ, it seems like they take an exit from the lobby. Meanwhile, if we talk about this particular team, Team Mercenaries, they are holding this ridge for this mountain area, the side advantage for so long. But if you are in the center, you have to be prepared to absorb a lot of fights. Because you know what? Yeah.
I mean, let's see. The game is about to come to an end any minute, and that was a wonderful grenade from Bad Cell. Out of all people, look at how far away he is, but he still managed to connect. The second one is going to get a finish, and another individual from Team Mercenaries will be dropped down to around 50% HP. Not an easy position for the team to be in, considering the fact that there are teams in front of them as well, and they have to move inside the circle in the next 19 seconds. But someone needs to shut Bad Cell down, and who is it going to be? We will find out in a few more seconds. On the other side, though, Team Z taking up a few fights of their own. Ladies and gentlemen, 22 minutes inside the game, 9 teams, 26 players still alive, and CSR Tassid spots out the individual from NRZ. The tap shots do connect from the M4 on the player of NRZ that was knocked out, so they do get 1 point secured. The last point, Demon. How does Demon go out? Oh, Tassin actually picks him up. So he secured both the kills and resulted in a team taking an exit as well. NRZ Esports won't be happy about that, will they?
I don't think so. Meanwhile, Evolution secured 5 kills. Okay, Tassin, your position has been compromised. Marvel gonna dish out a lot of damage onto your vehicle, and Tassin received a lot of damage, surviving on very low HP. Right now, they are inside the safe zone, which is a good thing for him. Also, take down NRZ. Another player of NRZ has been taken down. Votu knocked out for him, but the kill confirmation is not there. Fax, come on, at least lob one grenade. You could able to knock out one player, but that canted sight spray was so accurate that he dished out a huge amount of damage onto the player of Evolution. Could he able to knock out another player? The answer is no.
And quite an interesting thing right there as well, using the canted sight. I mean, I would love to see how that will work out in team's favor. Not in team's favor, but I want to see the individual skill with that, because it is quite an important addition to the game where you can switch between the high-powered squad and that canted side. So switching from long distance to long-range combats to close ranges simultaneously, a wonderful opportunity. But you also need the mechanical skills and the presence of mind in those high, intense team fights in order to do that, in order to pull those wonderful moments off. Let's see if that is going to happen. NRZ careless right now in front of us from the side of the invited NRZ Esports, because we have two now. There is NRZ Esports, and then there is the squad of Static Tribe NRZ, the invited ones. So this is the invited squad. 3 kills already secured. Stranger being knocked out. I believe they can result in a wipe of the other invited team. As Careless goes for a spray, he's only going to get one finish. The other two players, they are just hiding behind that rock and just trying to survive, but they're taking hits from the top of the mountain as well. So even they are not in a really comfortable position right now.
Meanwhile, Static Tribe, the zone is also favoring them. So as the kill department, because they already secured 3 kills for themselves, they got a good hold of this particular area. We can see that one player surviving from Team VS Esports. He's the last one surviving for the team, I think. So Team IPGeLECTRIFY on the other side, on the sidelines, and Electrify doing a huge amount of damage onto the players of Evolution. Meanwhile, just because of that spray, they compromised their location. Saf on the receiving edge got knocked out, but the players of Exentric Infinity still surviving behind that rock. But that grenade could end the story. No, the answer is no.
Well, the nade was a little bit towards the right there from Demon's perspective, and he needs to toss it perfectly behind that rock. The players have cover as well, but this could be the team that results in the exits of Electric Infinity. I mean, they are coming from the backlines, but they get distracted. Sam, no, that was a bad decision. He tried to take a few shots towards the players of IPGeLECTRIFY, and in the end, he was dogged out. That is what I was saying. Getting distracted right there was a bad decision. He should have kept going, should have kept making the run in towards the circle. That is not going to happen, as Electrify from IPGeLECTRIFY is going to be taken out by a nade from the players of Static Tribe right there. Static Tribe pulling off a wonderful performance. IPGeLECTRIFY as well. C-Miner, look at him. He takes down Squeezer, and he squeezes the trigger to finish off the threat in front of him. Now, the revive on Electrify won't be coming anytime soon. He's going to bleed out slowly and steadily, or he will get shot in the face and finished off. So IPGeLECTRIFY, they need to plan on how they want to finish the game with just 2 players in this remaining in the lineup.
True. Meanwhile, CSR the seed on the receiving edge. He got knocked out. IPC Miner. C-Miner, you know what? This is a risky move from your side. Meanwhile, Sim4 got taken exit from the lobby. Now we are just down to only 4 teams. NRZ, Static Tribe, they are doing so good. So as the players of Exentric Infinity, they are in the top 4. They already secured 8 kills. Look at the position of Vime. He is very, very, very close to the players of IPGeLECTRIFY. They could knock them down, but unfortunately, they are also in the receiving edge. Static Tribe, they secured 8 kills. Whoa. Ooh, the match is over. Static Tribe, they got the chicken dinner for themselves. Whoa. This match was literally amazing. The way these teams were performing was so good.
I mean, it did come down to a really, really interesting conclusion in the end, and something that we did not expect.
Yeah. But still, there were all the teams, they were in the top 4. They already secured 5 to 6 kills for themselves. Average 5 to 6 kills. So they are going to get decent amount of points after this match.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they will be getting a few points. Not just a few points, they will be getting a lot of points for themselves. Yes, that is true. But let's see. I want to see how they actually, how they play the rest of the day out. That is something that will be really, really important.
True. But you know what? The first match is over. Now you have only 4 games left for yourself. The main thing is the teams who secure good amount of points, they have to show the consistent performance throughout every single match, because consistency is the key. Risk it for the biscuit, but at this moment, for the chicken dinner basically.
Yeah, but apart from the team that did get the chicken dinner, there were a few teams that did really well for themselves. I mean, no matter what we have to say about the squad of Electric Infinity, they had a decent performance. I mean, they did somehow manage to get those placement points going in their favor. Then there was BGZ Esports, who tried to be aggressive from the early stages of the match. So that is something that was really impressive about the team.
Yep. But I'm really excited for the match rankings, because how many kill points they secured, especially Team Exentric Infinity, because I think so they take an exit at the 4th position with 8 points, so it is equal to 15 to 16. So yep, if you had a great outing, so you are in a good position in the overall ranking. That's the main thing, because only top 8 teams will qualify for the semifinals.
Exactly, as you said, only the top 8 will be moving forward, and with 1 match down, these teams still have 4 more games left, 4 more matches that they have to play and be consistent. I mean, for today, that's for today. In all, for these quarterfinals, they have 9 more matches remaining. They have 10 matches as an opportunity in order to make it. So let's see how the performances are going to go about. But I believe now we will be having a look at the standings for this game number 1, and we'll be seeing how the teams finish in general. Although it feels like, as we were talking about it, as you mentioned as well, every single team right now in this group, in Group D, has the same mindset. They don't want to risk. They don't want to risk anything. They want to be careful. They want to play things really, really slowly. And
True.
I mean, it does make the end game scenarios a lot more intense, but then the early games, that is where the action ends up getting sacrificed a lot. But as we were talking about, look at that. NRZ, Static Tribe, taking the chicken dinner with 9 kills, 24 points. But the teams behind them have managed to keep things close, as VS Esports will be second with 18 points on Electric Infinity. Evolution is there with 15 points. IPGeLECTRIFY, another team that had an impressive run in this game with 15 points. So it's a close finish.
Yeah. It was a close finish, but I just want to really appreciate Team CREX. They just secured only 1 placement point, but still they have 4 kill points. So yeah, it's a good thing. At least your kill department is good. So yeah, you have confidence on your aim skills, on your accuracy, but you have to focus on those placement points department too if you want to be in the top 8. Team Z on the 7th position with 2 placement points and 3 kill points. So they got total 5 points. BGZ Esports, EC 4 Legends, Team GG, 4 Crims, NRZ, XB, and Mactavish. These are all the teams who secured only 1 total point for themselves.
Well, they were able to secure that 1 point, but let's see if they can move forward in a more aggressive manner. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we do have the Oppo F19 Pro moments in front of us, and well, I mean, this was an interesting fight. This was a really wonderful fight from Team Z. This exact moment when they got charged upon, auto aim came with the cover fire right in the nick of time, like the perfect timing for the cover fire, and then the grenade that was tossed by Abhay there was actually pretty impressive as well. That is something. The fights like that one are things that we like to witness. But this is what I was talking about right there. Having the cat at side, allowing your opportunity to just switch and move around between those 2 scopes available to the players does allow wonderful opportunity. Good usage of utility as well.
True. The main thing is, if you end up in these type of open fights, right? If you have the cover of those ridges, if you have the cover of those vehicles, the trees, it's gonna help you a lot. As well as if the safe zone is also favoring you. The Team Static Tribe, they were inside the safe zone. They had the cover of that particular ridge, as well as they make an extra cover of that vehicle as well. So just because of those type of stuff, they secure decent amount of points as well as the chicken dinner. So if you end up in fights like this, you have to do it if you want to secure decent points.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that is something that you will have to focus on, as you said, if you want to secure decent points. But with that, game 1 is done. We're going to take a very short break right now. Just stay tuned, keep watching. We'll be back with match number 2.
Welcome to Karakin. Today, let me guide you on an in-depth understanding of this 4-square-kilometer humble island. Before stepping into Karakin, you may have already heard about the intimidating Demolition Zone. In Demolition Zone, buildings will be destroyed into smithereens. But rest assured that today's tour will be a safe one. Karakin might be a small island, but the textile industry of the island works as a crucial financial support for the entire island. Our first attraction is Al Haik. Al Haik is a medium-scale town, and people who lived here refined pigments for a living. Then those pigments will be sent to Hadika Nemo for dyeing. Skyscrapers are scarce in Al Haik. Compared to other urban areas, there are fewer visitors here, which makes looting easier. It's a perfect choice for a team of 4 in search of adequate equipment supplies. We'll be walking by the sea, and our next attraction will be Hadika Nemo, which serves as the port of importing raw materials of Karakin. Imported textiles are dyed in vats filled with multiple colors and distributed to the factories. If you want to choose this place as your landing spot, then it's recommended that 1 to 2 players in your team land in the containers area, as they can easily find combat supplies here, and head to the city to support their teammates. In the middle of our journey to Al Habar, we'll be passing by an enclosed warehouse. You will need to use sticky bomb to blast the walls that look less solid to get in. There's always something nice in here. But be careful, as one might not want to hide behind those walls during combat, because those unmaintained walls can be easily penetrated with just a touch, making you susceptible to attacks from enemies and exposing you to dangers. The next stop is Al Habar, which is the largest urban area in Karakin. There are many residents, hence the numerous high-rising residences. No doubt this place will be a popular spot in the future. Our next attraction is the port city of Bar Shahir, which stores and exports goods of Karakin. This is the perfect spot to search for weapons, making it my personal favorite. Next up is the city of the West, Bashara. It was a city congested with residents, with tall buildings providing convenience in observing the surrounding movements. Just make sure not to lose your directions here. Our final destination is the cargo ship, located at the southwest corner of the map. This ship has been idle here for forever, and has already been abandoned. Yet there are still goods that remained here. However, due to the gigantic size of the cargo ship and the containers, this place no doubt becomes a place to rumble. Don't you feel the excitement already just thinking of it? Besides these urban areas, Karakin also houses many such little buildings. Rumor has it that there's another passage beneath these buildings, as well as a huge space beneath Karakin. Well, it's up to you, believe them or not. Alright, your Karakin tour is now closing its curtains. Looking forward to seeing you next time.
Keeping it real. I'm calling shotgun, wanna see my baby run. Oh, what's the word on the sea? Kicking up the dust, if you know what I mean. We got a good thing going. We got a good thing going on.
Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to PUBG Mobile Campus Championship Bangladesh region, sponsored by Oppo F19 Pro. My name is Phoenix Shawan, the Messi haircaster, and with me, alongside me, is Varun Super Johnny John. So, how are you, my friend?
Well, I'm doing pretty good, and since match 1 is over, now it's time to head to a different map after Erangel. Miramar is going to be the next match that is going to be coming up. But, I mean, talking about how the team played the first game, it was a slow early game, all sort of leading up to the chaotic late game finish that was there, which is not the words that we usually use for Erangel.
Yeah.
but sort of the sentences that sort of describe the map of Miramar. So if that was Erangel, I can't even imagine what Miramar is going to look like. But usually, here's the thing: when teams play slow on Erangel, Miramar ends up being the aggressive map. So let's see what is going to happen.
Let's see what is going to happen. And we have the plane trajectory in front of us, starting from the northern side of La Cabrera and ending towards the southern side of Minas del Sur. But I would love to see a zone near the Los Leones side, the La Bendita, Minas Generals, because you know what? The main thing is, I love those zones which is just opposite to the plane path, because just because of that, teams they have to do those early rotations. Just because of that, those early rotations, teams end up in having some fights, engaging in some fights.
I mean, right now, the zone that would be the opposite of, in the opposite direction of the plane path would be something leading up to Impala. Now, Impala Circle is something that we haven't seen for a really long time. Like, I mean, it has been ages since I have seen an Impala Circle. But talking about other things, I mean, we did have two teams take an early exit from the plane. In fact, as soon as the drop button appears, that's when they dropped out. Oh, make that three teams, two teams towards Torre Emuda, and one team sort of split between La Cobriera and Oasis. Quite an interesting situation right there. But the circle, it moves towards Monte Nuevo, Chumacera, sort of the western side of the map. Let's see how this game is going to play out. The cluster of the teams is in the usual spots. I mean, water treatment, Hacienda, situation, the San Martin City, graveyard, the power grid. So basically, the central part of the map is clustered up with those teams. But I want to see what happens in the city of Torre Amuda. Two teams in that location. We hardly even see one.
Oh yeah, but you know what? Now near that particular area, Torre Muta, you'll get decent amount of loot out there, but you will not get the level 3 load out, especially for two teams. They just drop down here in the same area, so it is going to be a bit risky for them if they are going to engage in some early fights. It might possible that they'll end up with the 2+2 split. Then they can secure 1 to 2 kills, and they are going to disengage and just move away. So let's see what is going to happen. But I'm sure that the final zone, the sixth and the fifth zone, it's just going to end near the southern side of Montenegro, because Montenegro at this position, it is in the dead center of the safe zone.
Well, exactly. It is dead center, and that will allow Team GG a lot of time to basically plan out the game, the rest of the match. Because, well, you need to have things thought out as well. Not just Team GG, though. The team in El Pozo, Team Z, they are completely isolated. They won't have to pick any fights for a really long time. So, I mean, they should be in a really wonderful position.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Easy Thunder, he is so far away from the pack. Look at his position. He's in the northern side of Chumacera. I think so. He's searching for that vehicle so that he can be with his teammates. His teammates just chilling near the Los Leones area, just looting those individual compound. And I love that Los Leones area, because you know what, Johnny, in the back in the times when I used to play PUBG Mobile, I was a camper. I'm a camper too right now. I'm still camp near those high grounds, because I don't know how to control the recoil of these incredible guns like M416 as well as AKM. But these players, they are so good with them. They know how to control the recoil. Their shots was so accurate that whenever they aim onto their opponents, it's always the headshot. Meanwhile, if we talk about this particular team CREX, in the previous match they secured 5 total points. So I would love to see if they can able to secure more points in this particular match.
Well, they have to. They have to if they want to catch up to the rest of the competition and be in a safer position inside of the top 8. Let's see if they will be able to do that. Also, an interesting situation right now. 16 teams, but 58 players. So there, it looks like there are a couple of teams that are there with just three-man lineups present in this matchup, and it's gonna make things hard because on Miramar, you need those player advantages. Not player advantages, you need the complete teams to be able to get the information from all the different directions and to be able to pick up those fights. So let's see how those three-man lineups will actually try and figure things out. Although right now we have the squad of CREX in front of us. Augie did actually manage to do wonders for his team in the last game. This one, it's not going to be easy though.
True. I totally agree with the point. And you just mentioned that the three-man lineup, in the Miramar map, you at least need you need at least two players who can take down the enemies who are pretty far away from you. Like one should use that those DMRs, and one should use bolt action guns like snipers, like Car 98, M24, and AWM. So you need four full pack of players. But at this position, some teams it seems like they just drop down with the 3-man lineup. Let's see how they're going to play. But this team, Static Tribe, in the previous match, they were so good. They secured the chicken dinner. Right now, they are in the San Martin area, and we all know that San Martin is the best area. You'll get decent amount of load out there, and you'll get a level 3 loadout too. Uh, and we usually witness some early fights out there, but at this position, no, not a single team dropped down there except that Static Tribe. This team, Exentric Infinity, they're using those vending machines to take some energy drinks, and that is something really good. Because if you can use those stuff to help you out, if you're going to collect those stuff for yourself, it's going to help you in the final circle. If you can able to make it through. But you have to be prepared, right? You have to be prepared for those fights.
I mean,
Talk about
not not just the final circles. The energy drinks will be useful if you are like 300 meters away from the zone, and if you want to rotate
Oh, yeah.
late. That is something that I believe the teams do like to do quite a lot in Miramar. Those late rotations are something that uh, is part of the early game strategy for a lot of these lads, especially teams that will be moving forward towards from the east to the western side. But as we did see in the early stages, there were not a lot of teams that took towards the eastern side of the map. The trajectory was to the west. The circle is to the west. So I believe 300, 500 meters is the maximum distance teams are going to be away from the circle, which is also quite a lot when you have to rotate out in the open. So those, as you said, those energy drinks, they will be quite useful.
Yeah, yeah. But right now, we are witnessing the team GG. In the previous match, they secured 3 to 4 kills, which is literally good. They were so promising in the group stages as well, but right now this is the semi-finals. You have to showcase the perfect performance. And you know what, we can see that trans is just sat down in his vehicle, just securing that vehicle, so that if they want to do a rotation, if they want to move inside the safe zone, which is pretty far away, so the vehicle is going to help you a lot, especially in the Miramar map.
Yeah, vehicles, I mean, they are really important. On Miramar, not on Sanhok. Miramar is where the map is really big. You have to rotate quite a lot of distance. On Sanhok, you use a vehicle that's basically you running around with a siren and just pointing to, telling your opponents exactly where you are. So do not
Yeah.
want to do that. All right, so as we were talking about 3-man rosters, BGZ Esports, this game as well, they are here with just 3 players. Not going to be an easy job for the team to survive, but let's see. Last match was, well, they played it. They put up a decent performance. This time things look a little different. 4 criminals on though in a tough situation. One of the players was knocked down. Tassin with a mini 14 running forward. Same managed to get another knock. The remaining 2 players from the side have been pinned down now. So they are stuck. Also, the blue zone has closed in. It's the first blue zone. This is I was talking about, the first blue zone. The late rotation has happened. You can dodge, you can not dodge, but negate this damage with just the usage of boosters. You don't necessarily need to put those first aids to use. You can just use those energy drinks, those painkillers, bandages even to survive the damage from the first blue. The third blue onwards is when you start facing trouble, but trouble is there, trouble in paradise for these players, because a couple of seconds ago the circle was 300 meters from them. Now it's 1500 meters from them.
And this is not good. This is not good. Meanwhile, the players of Evolution just charge in front, just charge in onto them. Meanwhile, I don't think so that 4 criminals, they are going to survive this in this situation, because one player, he already got killed, and now the players from Evolution, they are looking pretty strong. Safe just lobbing grenade by grenade to dish out a lot of damage onto them, and yep, the grenade worked out for them.
Well, the grenade did work out in the players' favor, but they need to make sure that moving forward, mistakes like this don't happen. They lost a lot of HP. They lost one, not lost, but they had one teammate knocked out. Now, Miramar, along with the long distance battle, this map is also known for the third parties that you can that can happen in this map out of nowhere. So, if you have one individual knocked out, one player really low, that basically means you just have 2 players left to fight, and in a situation of a third party, this team would have been in a lot of trouble. Plus, they had 1600 meters that they move into the circle. In 16 seconds, the blue zone is going to start moving along with them. So
Yeah.
the situation that was already not an easy one, it's going to get even tougher.
True, because the second or the third zone, they're going to dish out a severe, consistent amount of damage onto you, so you have to be prepared. At least you have to be inside the safe zone first. Meanwhile, the players from GG, they are in the dead center, still holding that southern side of Montenegro. So they have a good time till now, but let's see when they are going to engage in some fights. Just on the sidelines, we can see on the right hand side of Team GG. 3 teams lined up straight. They are in a straight line, but a little bit far away from each other. So the chances of fights are still less. But I would love to see some fights.
Well, I mean, even I would love to see some fights happen in this game, but it is Miramar. We have to wait the usual 16, 17 minutes, sometimes even 20 minutes to see the fights. But I believe Mactavish will be delivering something pretty soon, as they are rotating. Look at the map, quite close to another team. So not an early collision, but a mid-rotation fight could occur if they get shot at. In the meanwhile, XB, another 3-man squad taking a fight. It is going to be quite an interesting situation to see how they actually want to take this one, though. It is long distance engagement that they are fighting against the players of CR71.
Yeah, they have good control this fight. Meanwhile, if we talk about good controls of this fight, Vampire OP knock out 1 player, and I'm sure he's just going to confirm that kill too for himself. Freezing is the one just going to knock out Saf, just going to confirm that kill too. So yeah, teams are engaging in some fight. It doesn't matter if the players are quite far away from each other, if the distance is quite a lot, but still you have those DMRs, you have those 6 times 8 times 2 knock out some players. If we talk about knocking out some players, Raul is the one take another player down, and the kill confirmation is also there. So yeah, teams, they are losing some players.
Well, teams are losing individuals even in this long distance combats, but it will be really difficult to confirm those kills. The knockouts are there, but I believe Sam is going for a revive, and he actually makes it to the other side of the ridge as well. Vampire OP, there is an opportunity for this team to actually charge in that direction, get the finishes, and then get moving towards the circle. They are moving forward, but by the time they get the revive will have happened. This truck not making things easier. Vampire slams into the 3. He thinks there's an opponent quite close to this side, close to the golden Mirado right in front of them. But no, the guys that they need to take down are on top of that, on the other side of the ridge, and they are getting away. 4 legends. They miss out on those 2 points that they could have had. Now the opportunity that they have is they have to blow up that vehicle. Is that going to happen? The ridge is providing a lot of cover. Vampire, he sees them, goes for the shots, but no. Moving on the other side, NRZ Static Tribe taking a fight against Team GG. Panda dished out a lot of damage, but takes 50 damage in return as well. So he will be down some HP, falls back, needs to heal up before he re-engages.
True. Panda, at this position, he's inside the compound, safe and sound, just going to heal him up. We still have 15 teams, 51 players are still alive. All the teammates of Team Static Tribe, they are moving somewhere else, I think so, or they are securing those vehicles. Yeah, the thing is, they are securing those vehicles. But the third zone is just start closing in, and we are going to witness the fourth zone in a couple of minute or two. Let's see, in a minute or two, basically. But teams, they have good loadout for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, teams definitely do have a good loadout, and that is what we would expect if there is like 15 minutes of loot time available to the lads. If you have 15 minutes available, that is enough time to basically get whatever weapon I want for myself. But let's talk about this. So we have CR71 and the players of XB Emperors that are taking the roads and the high grounds on the western side of the circle to rotate towards this Ladriela situation, and it will make things quite interesting. It's a smart decision right now because most of the teams went for the direct entries, and since these 2 squads, they went for the long wide rotations, they basically have no contestation, absolutely no one to challenge them to try and pick a fight against them. So they will have an easy entrance inside of the circle right now. But again, this is largely a situation. Look at the southern side. There is those high ground that can actually put a sort of make or break the game for the teams, because if the circle actually moves south, you have an advantage. You're already at the high ground. You just have to take those fights with a lot of patience and a lot of basically control the fights by yourself. Don't rely on the other people's pace to take those fights. Or if it moves in another direction, then taking an exit from those high grounds will become a challenge, which it just has.
Yeah, meanwhile, we have the airdrop 3 in front of us, and what we have in that airdrop, that luxurious weapon, that AUG with the level 3 kit. Now, Team Static Tribe, they are going to move inside the safe zone, just going to hold that good compound or a good location for themselves so that they can get some kills. But it seems like that they maybe end up in a collision with the team of Team GG, with the players of Team GG. Okay, Squeezer, he just trying to spot down where are the players. They're still a little bit far away from the safe zone. 15 seconds.
Yeah.
After 15 seconds, the fourth blue zone just gonna close in.
Well, the fourth blue zone will be closing in slowly and steadily. In the meanwhile, CR71 in a lot of trouble. NRZ Esports in trouble as 417 is going to be taken down. Total from NRZ Esports trying to bring his team out of the bad situation that they are in. 417, he was taken out quite far away, so he is. I believe there's no revive happening for that individual right there. Absolutely no opportunity for a revive. Team GG, although Axio can be revived and brought back to take this fight. Static Tribe taking a fight as Careless goes down. So both the NRZs in two different directions, and they have their own fights happening.
True. Meanwhile, some players, they got knocked out by the blue zone, the players from CREX. So they have to make sure that they are not going to receive a lot of damage of the blue zone after this. Meanwhile, Sajid OP with his incredible mini 14 one taps, he knocked out one player, as well as NRZ. They are also lobbing some grenades onto the players of Team Z. So Team Z, one player already got knocked out. That one grenade by Total knocked out two players. So this is literally incredible for themselves, for them. Right now, they are okay. That one grenade just eliminated the whole team of Team GG. GG take an exit from the lobby.
Well, they have taken an exit, and it is not looking really nicely. It's not looking nice for the team, but for the other side, I mean, NRZ doing a wonderful job. Team Z right now in front of us, and they will have to take on the players of NRZ Esports, who are trying to get to the high ground. We do have Sub-Zero in front of us along with Auto Aim, but NRZ Static Tribe on the other side. Pandas are supposed to be cute and cuddly, but this man is really deadly. Just runs towards his opponent, instant knock and finish, not giving any opportunity to make a revive happen. Look at him, goes for the second one, and with that, CREX, I believe, have been wiped out from the game.
Oh, CSR, I think so. He just jumped out from his car, and due to the fall damage, he got knocked out, or maybe they take an exit. Meanwhile, CREX knocked out one player of NRZ. So Panda is the one on the receiving edge right now. Static Tribe, they are not looking in a good position because Trent is the last man surviving. He's just hiding inside that shack, still inside the safe zone, which is a good thing. Panda, he needs a revival, but he is just 20 meters far away from the zone. Freezing again on the receiving edge. Freezing! Now he got eliminated. Meanwhile, we can see Agent 47 on the other side just dishing out a lot of damage with his mini 14. He just pinned down the players of Mactavish. So one player already pinned down the whole team.
Well, like that is incredible to watch, and it all comes down to the sort of the position the individual has. Principal in an amazing position as well. Mactavish, I don't think they have an opportunity to survive right now. But Principal needs to look at the other thing that is happening right now. The clock is ticking. He has 15 seconds, 40 meters that he has to travel. The more noise he makes taking down the players of Mactavish, the more attention he's drawing towards himself. And since him and his teammate are indoors, sort of, so to speak, exiting this compound is not easy for them because there are only so many positions you can get out from, and all those positions will be covered up. But that is not going to matter if you can actually secure a few points before you get taken out. Just dropping down Sub-Zero from the side of Team Z. Principal, his opponent is hiding behind the tree. Oh, he sees the pixel. He sees the pixels, goes for a few shots. They do not connect though.
Yep, they do not connect because he's using M762 with the 6 times, and controlling that recoil, it's going to be a bit risky, a bit difficult basically. But Principal, he confirmed that kill, and he already secured 3 kills for himself. Venom Demon on the other side knocked out EC Thunder, confirmed that kill instantly. So yeah, confirming those knock is the best thing. Meanwhile, on the other side, we can see the players of Team Z still surviving with a 3-man lineup. They are looking 3-man strong. They already have 2 kills. They are inside the safe zone. They are punishing those players who want to move inside the safe zone, and this is not looking good for them.
Well, it's definitely not looking good, but let's see. They can turn things around. I mean, that is something that we have always seen, even in situations that teams are left with just 2 individuals, 1 individual, they somehow manage to find their way out of the tough spot, and that is what separates the great teams from just the good teams. But Team Z right now, they want to make this game the best one that they have had in a while. Have the high ground advantage against their neighbors present in the towards the cliff sides of the mountain that they're on. But will they be able to survive? Oh, Batzel takes a massive nade to quite close to him. Drops down to around 40% HP. Needs to be careful. His left side is completely exposed right there.
True. You have to clear those sidelines first, then start engaging in some fights, and that's what the Team Z are doing. Meanwhile, 7ers King OP, his mini 14 is not stopping. He knocked out another player of Team CREX. CREX on the other side, they have to move inside the safe zone. So as players of XB Emperors, they just brought down to only 2 players, but still they are surviving. We still have 10 teams alive. 19 players are inside the lobby. After 30 seconds, the 5th blue zone will start closing in. The players of Team Z, they are 150 meters far away. CR7, they are facing wrath from the side of XP Emperors. Meanwhile, another team take an exit from the lobby. Now we just brought down to only 19.
Well, only 19. 18 make that. 18 players remaining. 9 teams still alive. And since it is always going to be an open area finish in Miramar, that is exactly what we are heading towards. But I believe just the fact that the kills are sort of evenly distributed between the teams that are surviving till this point will make things a lot more interesting, since there is no team leading the momentum, so to speak, right here. On the other side, the squad of VSE Esports in front of us, and now it looks like he realizes what is happening. They are on the edge of the circle. The teams are closing in on their position, so they need to pick up a few kills before the pressure gets too much to handle. He managed to get 2 knocks. Let's see if he can get the confirmation. Demon, he's going to spot out a vehicle. I believe he heard the vehicle that was traveling on the other side of the ridge. But will he get the finish? Oh, the position has been relayed to Fahim. Fahim is going to be taken down, though, from the high ground. And VSE Esports not being able to handle the aggression that was there in their direction.
True. Meanwhile, the players of Team CREX, they have good hold on this particular compound. This is the only compound, I think so, inside the safe zone. CR7 just going to lob grenade onto that knocked out player. Marvel! That molly, I know he just going to burn alive because he received a lot of damage, but he's still surviving. C1 is the one who tossed that molly onto him. Batzel, wow, this man is doing great right now, just staying on the edge of the safe zone. This is really, really good. The last man surviving for Team CRx71RS is known. His name is Peptide. For how he can survive, he has no health utilities. He just brought down to only 75 HP. Last man, let's see. He isn't the top 4, which is a good thing. We still have 8 players left. Batzel, he's just gonna rotate inside the circle with his buggy and auto aim. He secured 3 kills. Want to get another, but the player is quite far away from him.
Well, the player is quite far away from him, and the finish should be an interesting one as well. Team Z trying to make sure this is their game. All 4 players, high ground is there as well. The circle is there as well. There is absolutely nothing that can stop this team from getting the winner chicken dinner in this matchup. VSeSports, just 2 players, Demon and Witcher. They're trying to close in from the rear. It is not going to be easy. They need to settle for the few picks that they can get from the other lads that are present towards their left on the high ground. But let's see how things are going to play out. 4 kills already secured. Auto aim is going to be spotted out, but Demon deciding not to take the shots, which can actually be a bad decision right now, because had auto aim been taken out, had he been finished off, then it would be a 3 versus 2 versus I believe it would be just 2 more players from the other squad. Yeah, it is just 2 players from the squad of CREX present as well. This is 1 individual from CR71. So 3v2, v2, v1 situation would have been the scenario had auto aim been taken down, but that is not the case. Also, what is Witcher doing on the low ground at this point?
He got stuck.
He needs
basically
to climb up.
Yeah, he needs to climb up. And Demon, whoa, that is a sneaky move. He lobbed that one smoke to make an extra cover, hiding behind that airdrop. Okay, so that airdrop has already been looted. But right now, if we talk about this team, Team Z, they are inside the safe zone. They have the good area. They have the good area, basically. Peptide. Okay, he can be the surprise factor for Team CREX, because CREX, they just brought down to only 2 players. 1 player already got knocked out, and now 7th zone start closing in, and I'm sure this is gonna dish out serious amount of damage onto the players who are outside the safe zone.
Well, definitely it will dish out a lot of damage, and that damage will be helping out the players of Team Z at this point. Look at Batcell. We know he's really good with the utility. He is moving forward towards the players of VSeSports, Witcher and even CREX. Augie is going to be taken down by the players of Team Z as well. So now we know VSeSports, they will have to settle for seconds. The M249 in the hands of Batcell. He charges forward, 1v1 situation, drops the opponent down to 1 HP. And since it's the M249, he does not need to stop. He does not need to pull his finger off the trigger. Just goes for the entire spray, finishes them off. And with that, Team Z actually, ladies and gentlemen, grab themselves a chicken dinner on the map of Miramar.
Yeah, that was an amazing outing for Team Z. And you know what? You can't stop the player who has an M249 unless you have great accuracy. But you're already brought down to 10 to 5 HP, and that's the chances are quite low that you're going to dish out a lot of damage onto the player who has 100% HP. So just because of that, Team Z, they take a chicken dinner in this Miramar map. Well, the way they played was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. And not just that, I mean, it was a 3v1, I believe it was a 4v1 situation right there. So outnumbered, outgunned, there was no opportunity for them to actually come out on top over there. But still a wonderful performance, finishing in the top 2. Did get a decent number of kills. So, I mean, at the end of the day, points are all that matters, and the team did actually end up securing a lot of points. Team Z, although really wonderful rotations coming in from the western side, even outside the circle, and just managing to make an easy way inside the circle from the early stages to the late game stages. So, impressive performance in Miramar, but the rest of the matches as well, they need to play the same way.
Yeah, they need to play the same way, especially Team CREX as well. They secured the third position. They secured third position in this particular match. They got good control on the fights, but could not able to secure good amount of kills because the knocks were there, but the kill confirmation is still lacking. The kill confirmation is still lacking. So the main thing is, if you're knocking down the players, it doesn't matter if they're far away. You have to confirm those kills.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if your opponents are far away, you have to try and confirm those kills, but from the distance. That is, I think, one thing that that makes Miramar one of the toughest maps to get those kills on. And that is why this map we see the kills being spread out between the teams, because you are taking those long distance fights. When you get a knock, the players instantly go behind some cover, either behind a rock or a ridge or behind the building that they are hiding in, and then the revive happens. And as I said, you are taking long range fights, so you can't charge, you can't rush towards them in order to get those finishes. You have to just wait for the opportunity, wait for the moment when your opponents are way too overexposed, like players running around in the open, and then you secure those finishes. But by the end of the game, ladies and gentlemen, we do have the standings of this match in front of us. Team Z securing 27 points, 12 kills to the team. VS Esports, the second place finishes there, 16 in total because of the 4 kills. CR71 Esports, good number of kills, 14 points. And the team that finished third in the match, CREX, they just had 2 kills, so 12 points in total. And as I was saying, look at the kills evenly spread apart. I mean, apart from Team Z, everyone else, they did manage to bring a decent number of points for themselves just off of the kills.
CR71RS, they secured 8 placement points just because of that one player, Peptide. He was surviving.
Yeah.
He was surviving for too long. He was the last man surviving, but he still, he was so good with his, the way he was got thrown down, the way he's using those utilities to make an extra cover, as well as hiding in behind those ridges. He was so good. But if we talk about the second page of the match ranking, NRZ Esports on the 9th position with 4 total points. IPGeLECTRIFY, not good outing for them, but still on the 10th position with 3 total points.
I mean, yeah, not a good outing for the team, but let's see. I mean, the last game was a pretty decent one for them, so they can try and convert the next one. If they can play just their Erangels perfectly, there are 6 Erangels to be played in total, 3 today, 3 the next time the group returns. So those 6 matches out of the 10 games can actually keep them in the top 8. I'm just going to hope that is something that does not happen, though. Would love to see the teams perform in all the games. But Oppo F19 Pro moments in front of us, ladies and gentlemen.
And you know what? The team XB Emperors, they just pinned down the players of Mactavish, as well as they already knocked one player of Team Z. But after that elimination, Team Z, they were like, no, we are not going to stop. We are going to secure some kill points, as well as we are going to get that chicken dinner too. And after this, Batsel, he lobbed that one grenade, and he was literally charging onto the players of Team VS Esports with that M249. He was sure that, yep, you can't stop me because I have that M249, as well as my teammates. They are giving me cover.
Yeah, but now let's talk about the overall standings. VS Esports, no chicken dinners, but consistency keeps them in the first position. 35 points for the team, while Team Z 34 points on the second position, just 1 point separating the two teams at the top 2. Static Tribe, the 26 points on the third. Exentric Infinity on the 4th with 25 points. So the 2 invited teams on the 3rd and the 4th position. Now this is something totally different, because the other times when we did see the performances, the teams that were invited from match number 1, they were sitting on the 1st position. Over here, it's 3rd and 4th. It's the qualified teams that are putting up a wonderful performance game after game. But it's just 2 matches that have happened. We still have 3 more to go, so let's see what is going to happen.
And we have the second page of overall ranking as well. CR7 is, after that wonderful game, they are on the 9th position with total 14 points. XP Emperors on the 10th position with total 9 points. NRZ Esports, they have to work on their game plan, because they are on the 11th position with just only 8 points. So yeah, if your plan A is not working out, just switch to plan B. It might work out.
Things might just work out, but I guess, I mean, next map is going to be Erangel, so maybe a lot of plan Bs will be executed on that match as well. Let's see if that is going to be a scenario. But for now, before the game, we'll take a very short break, so just stay tuned, keep watching. We'll be right back.
Are you keeping it real? I'm calling shotgun, wanna see my baby run. Oh, what's the word on the sea? Kicking up the dust, you know what I mean. We got a good thing
Welcome to Karkin. Today, let me guide you on an in-depth understanding of this 4-square-kilometer humble island. Before stepping into Karkin, you may have already heard about the intimidating Demolition Zone. In Demolition Zone, buildings will be destroyed into smithereens. But rest assured that today's tour will be a safe one. Karkin might be a small island, but the textile industry of the island works as a crucial financial support for the entire island. Our first attraction is Al Haik. Al Haik is a medium-scale town, and people who lived here refine pigments for a living. Then those pigments will be sent to Hadika Nemo for dyeing. Skyscrapers are scarce in Al Haik. Compared to other urban areas, there are fewer visitors here, which makes looting easier. It's a perfect choice for a team of 4 in search of adequate equipment supplies. We'll be walking by the sea, and our next attraction will be Hadika Nemo, which serves as the port of importing raw materials of Karkin. Imported textiles are dyed in vats filled with multiple colors and distributed to the factories. If you want to choose this place as your landing spot, then it's recommended that 1 to 2 players in your team land in the containers area, as they can easily find combat supplies here, and head to the city to support their teammates. In the middle of our journey to Al Habar, we'll be passing by an enclosed warehouse. You will need to use sticky bomb to blast the walls that look less solid to get in. There's always something nice in here, but be careful, as one might not want to hide behind those walls during combat, because those unmaintained walls can be easily penetrated with just a touch, making you susceptible to attacks from enemies and exposing you to dangers. The next stop is Al Habar, which is the largest urban area in Karkin. There are many residents, hence the numerous high-rising residences. No doubt this place will be a popular spot in the future. Our next attraction is the port city of Bar Shahir, which stores and exports goods of Karkin. This is the perfect spot to search for weapons, making it my personal favorite. Next up is the city of the West, Bashara. It was a city congested with residents, with tall buildings providing convenience in observing the surrounding movements. Just make sure not to lose your directions here. Our final destination is the cargo ship, located at the southwest corner of the map. This ship has been idle here for forever, and has already been abandoned. Yet there are still goods that remained here. However, due to the gigantic size of the cargo ship and the containers, this place no doubt becomes a place to rumble. Don't you feel the excitement already just thinking of it? Besides these urban areas, Karkin also houses many such little buildings. Rumor has it that there's another passage beneath these buildings, as well as a huge space beneath Karkin. Well, it's up to you, believe them or not. Alright, your Karkin tour is now closing its curtains. Looking forward to seeing you next time.
Are you keeping it real? I'm calling shotgun, wanna see my baby run. Oh, what's the word on the sea? Kicking up the dust, you know what I mean. We got a good thing going. We got a good thing going on.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Once again, welcome back to the PUBG Mobile Bangladesh Campus Championship 2021, brought to you by the Oppo F19 Pro. This is Super Johnny, joined by one of my favorite co-casters. Fix is right next to me. How are you doing, buddy?
Well, I'm doing well. I'm just waiting for the matches to get started. Feeling refreshed already, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna get vaccinated tomorrow. So yeah, get your
Oh,
vaccines done,
nice.
ladies and gentlemen. If you want to be safe,
Exactly.
you want to be alive.
So, I mean, hopefully everyone is going to make it, but yeah, that is a good thing right there. Need to be cautious and prevention is always going to be better than a cure, right? That is something that people like to say. But talking about getting vaccinated, do you think there's going to be any vaccine to the sort of performance that the teams are bringing in their matches and their gameplays right now?
I don't think it's gonna come out anytime soon, to be honest. But tell me about what's really happening over here. I mean, which other teams really performing well? Because yesterday we did see a clean swipe from TRC coming in, but I think today it must be quite a different story.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
yeah.
it's different than any group because for the first time, I believe this is for the first time after 2 games, the teams that are invited, we see them struggling. Teams that are invited, I mean, not struggling really, really badly, but they are sitting on the third and the fourth position right now. And the first 2 positions are taken away by the qualified teams. One of them being the team of Team Z and Venom Esports. So the VS Esports, I'm sorry, is the team. So that is the thing, right? Then VS Esports, they are sitting on the first position without any chicken dinners as well. So an interesting situation as far as the overall leaderboard is concerned. Also, this is the group where, unlike all the others, there are no aggressive teams.
All right, so you're telling me teams are trying to take it slow and steady, but I'm pretty sure
Yes.
this particular circle is gonna throw them off. I think the gods of PUBG Mobile did witness what was really going on. Teams were trying to play passive, so they sort of created a flight path trajectory which went from the eastern side towards the southern side, and then just completely, throwing off another whammy where we have the circle directly towards the northern side. Now, considering so many teams are already at the southern areas, now they have to move up. So we can see, the movement over here, everyone sort of trying to get in. But my eyes are actually set up on this one team, Exentric Infinity. They've got those players landing off at Lipovka. Let's see, if they can actually make a comeback, because right beside them is Team VS, who are apparently topping the tables.
See, I mean, that is what you would expect. I mean, an early fight to break out in the situation like that, but I can tell you that is not going to happen, buddy. I mean, these teams don't want to fight things, take those early fights. But hey, quite a bit of a surprise right there. Look at NRZ Esports. They have taken Promos for themselves, and IPGeLECTRIFY are rotating around the query area. I believe the last Erangel, both these teams went up to the northern side. I mean, towards the northwestern part of the map, and they had sort of a game build up from there. Only IPGeLECTRIFY, they went to the Georgia Pole city position, and NRZ went towards the shooting range. Severny, I'm sorry, Severny is where they started. So this game is totally different. Although the counterparts, NRZ ST, they are starting off from the city of Yasnaya Poliana.
So, I mean, we're witnessing a lot of switcheroos, and that has to clearly do pertaining to the fact that we did witness quite a trippy, flight path trajectory, because this is something nobody had anticipated. So they had to opt for their plan Bs and their plan Cs. So somewhere down the line, it's understandable that teams are actually still experimenting, because it's still the second Erangel, right? You've got 4 more after this, so you never know. I mean, Primos might work out for the particular squad. So let's see as the game progresses, because right now, taking a look at how the circle has panned out, they need to make those movements fast. Now, what would be an ideal route? That would be, of course, from the western side, if they can enter through the northern areas. I mean, from the west Georgia Paul Bridge, they sort of try to enter in. I think that would be a very viable route for them.
Yeah, that would be ideal, right? That would be the most effective option available to the team. But let's see if the lads are going to take it. On the other side, the BGZ actually taking on the players of GG, as Sharif is going to be knocked out and finished off. So 1 kill happening in the early game.
So, I mean, this time it's not really that silent, but we do have, Team GG losing already out on one of their players. And Now, this sort of, this exact fight, takes me to back to PMPL.
Yeah.
I had this, discussion with Necro in our green room, if you remember. This was the one fight that I was talking about. We had Future Station in contention over here. So that did go after this one team from Nepal. So yeah, of course, bringing back those old memories this time. However, Chadif has been eliminated over here.
I mean, one player, Jarif, being taken down, and this is quite interesting because now Team GG they've had interesting performances, but the team always seems to fail when it's just a few individual lads from the lineup remaining. So three players early game now they don't have the option to be aggressive in the early games anymore. Let's see how far the team is going to go. So far, as you said, yeah, this is going to be an interesting fight for the team. This was an interesting fight, but BGZ Esports as well on the other side, towards the side of Farm. How is this team going to proceed?
That's going to be really tricky. BGZ, well, already having secured one of their kills, so looking confident. They're looking good. They are just hovering around with their bikes and their cars, trying to search for a location where they can, set their nest up for the next couple of minutes. Now, like you mentioned, I can totally understand the fact that why you said teams are trying to avoid. I mean, teams are trying to trying to play it safe. But despite the fact that the gods of PUBG Mobile just threw a curveball, teams don't really care. They're all looting. They're definitely gonna deal with the brunt of it after maybe, let's say, the fourth circle.
Yeah, and that is exactly the same thing that happened in the first Erangel as well. The early game was taken really slowly by everyone, and then in the late game stages, it all just ended really abruptly.
Yep, indeed. Right now, let's see what happens because, all right, so Freezing did manage to spot out Neek and will take him down, but Sakib with the trade-off on towards Freezing as Vampire has Drago right in front of his sights. He's just prone in, waiting for the right moment to strike over here. One good grenade can maybe possibly do the job, but it is, of course, Drago the one who's going to be lobbing it. And Vampire somehow getting hit by it. And with that being said, Drago getting yet another beautiful knock as Arrow, he decides to retreat, but can he do that in the right nick of time?
Fixes that nade from Drago was so perfect. For a second, I thought it was going to overshoot, but no, it hit the wall and then came back, fell in in front of Vampire's face, and then just blew him up. But Arrow from the other side does come up with a trade, has the M4, has the DP as well, 2v1 situation, and both the players are low. The man has the opportunity to actually close this out, but no, he gets finished off by Drago nonetheless. With barely any HP on him, he just runs up, shoots his opponent in the face, and he's like, what up?
Now, the worst part is that these lads do not have first aids. So they need to heal up. They need to heal up pretty quick, and they need to get inside the circle. Now, this is what I was really worried about. But either ways, I mean, gotta give props to Drago, the way he kind of completely put himself into the fight. Getting those 3 kills out of there. I've gotta commend him for that. Such bravery, like you mentioned. That nade. I really thought it kind of missed him, but it felt back as if it sort of ricocheted back or reflected back and took that flare. So a lot of mysterious things are happening, but either ways, we do like for the fact that we finally did witness a squad wipe.
Yeah, and that too quite earlier on. I mean, within the first 8 minutes, BGZ being responsible for the first squad wipe happening right there. And yes, it felt like the nade had a mind of its own. But so does the circle apparently, as again a shift towards the northern side.
Right, the northern shift is what we do witness, but things are gonna be really interesting as we do have the players of CSR. Well, double drop, so double the party, and they're gonna be elated. They're gonna be happy. One does contain Groza. What does the other have? But whatever it is, 2 extra level 3 helmet and vest is what they have gotten for themselves. Now, look at so many teams. They're trying to rotate. A lot of teams are actually rotating in from the Western Georgia Ball City. a few trying to rotate it from Rosok. But one thing for sure, Johnny, that we know
Yeah.
is that the circle is going to be on the northern side.
Exactly. I mean, the circle will be up north, and I want to see which team actually realizes the fact that, all right, we have seen the circle before as well. And right now, the position towards shooting range and Severny is the safest location in the map, because even if from there the circle actually moves up south, there are so many teams clustered up in the center towards that middle point between the two islands that there will be fights happening. And by the time, if you're rotating from the north to the south position, the shoreline towards the island side, most of the squads will be busy fighting amongst themselves. So you will have a safer entry point. I want to see any team, which, or in fact, which team will be the first one to move up towards the shooting range side.
I mean, that's gonna be really tricky as to who goes over there because we've seen that circle multiple times, right? We've
Yeah.
casted it a lot of times during the PL. So one thing for sure, it has got a lot of ridges to play around with. You need to pick up the right ridge. You need to have a clear approach as to what you're going for. Are you going for the central stance, or are you gonna play from the edges? Now, center, you get a lot of dips to play around with, but at the same time, if you are surrounded by, let's say, 2 or 3 teams, you're pretty much done. I mean, you're just waiting for your death to come upon you. But if you're playing from the edges, then that's a risky play because you do not know if the circle is going to help you out. But still, the approach will be a bit safer in terms that you know that you've got nobody on your backlines. You can now wait for the other teams to fight and then make a movement. Or you have to make those smarter plays over there. So now the teams have to make that intelligent decision as to how they want to approach this particular circle.
Well, it won't be an easy one. That's something that I can tell you. I mean, but let's see. Already, this fight between Team Mercenaries and the players of Extentric Infinity right here. Fags actually taking up a lot of damage, and the fight being slowed down. There's another team present quite close to Team Mercenaries, so they have to worry about them as well. Smart YT also really low. This is a three-team fight sort of a situation, but these lads have to worry about exiting these positions as well, because right now they might be in a wonderful position, but there will be a point of time where the circle won't be on top of them.
Yep, and that's when they will have to, move just like they are. Look at them, like a swarm of bees. Everyone sort of trying to get inside the zone and figure out their own position. But this is a circle that is quite uncommon, to be honest, because Siverny zones is something that we have not really seen for a long, long time. I mean, we've seen those shooting range circles. We've seen even circle going down to that. Double compound that we have towards the southern side of Severny, those isolated two compounds like adjacent to each other, opposite to each other on the road. So we have seen that circles, but a pure Severny circle is something that we've not witnessed. So maybe we're gonna see a few fights already emerged around here. Electrify going after Squeezer, but there you have it. NRZ's Panda gets taken down, and with that, now the invited team kind of goes falling down, biting the dust.
Well, well, well. Did not expect that to happen. The invited team getting absolutely dominated by the lads that had to fight their way into this to this stage of the tournament. But let's see, the fights are not done yet. VS Esports taking the open area fights against multiple teams at the same time. Team Z, I'm sorry, Team Z was the one present right in front of them. The damage was being traded out by both these teams.
Well, the damage is definitely being traded out, but we've got to see as to what are they capable of right now. I mean, things are getting really tricky. They are not looking. It's not looking really good for anyone. Everyone sort of getting their own respective positions inside these compounds, and have spotted someone onto those bunkers over there. But right now, we've got the team of Mactavish 10 just spraying down after the players of IPGeLECTRIFY. So we've got their vehicles being popped up, the tires being flattened out. But apart from that, it's still the same old story.
Well, it is still the same old story. And It is never going to change. That is the thing right there. But let's see. I mean, the escape options are not available anymore, but they just might be able to fight their way out of this one. Because again, it's an open area fight, right, towards the northern side of the map. Uh, and these teams are already inside the circle. They have no incentive to do anything. 15 minutes inside the game, they will have to take those knocks as they come. They will have to hold their ground. Now it's basically coming up to a situation like you would see in Pochinki, where you have the cover of the compounds, but you will constantly have to pick those fights, pick your battles, and try and make sure that you're putting a lot of pressure on your opponents and not just getting taken out.
Yep. Now we've got the players over here of TM. Osman. So we've seen Osman pulling off some good plays in the past, right? We know that Team Mercenaries are capable of a lot more, but seems like the players of NRZ are in a bit of a pickle because one of their players have fallen down. The fourth airdrop coming in does contain that AUG, but Tutul still, putting up quite a fight over there. But the boys from CSR, they just have decided one thing, that they're not going to give up without a fight. But Exentric Infinity, they will be joining this fight, as we do have Shoykot taking a few shots onto the players that are traversing around, and that has to be Team Z. So this is basically the hell breaking loose, and let's see who is the one team that is going to survive over here.
Well, let's see who survives, who makes it, and who will get taken out. As Team GG actually take a lot of pressure. One of the players being taken down, CSR Saif. We do see the Groza in his hands in action, as he actually managed to take down one of the players from the side of NRZ. Tutul was the man that was taken out. NRZ Esports not in a really good position. Just one player surviving, and he is hiding in that shack. I believe CSR know where he is.
They do. I think they do. Now we've got to see as to what this team is really up to. Evolution. Are they gonna make any kind of evolution today, or are they just gonna fade away? But either way, NRZ do have another team just coming right at them, and that is gonna be Team Evolution, just dropping that Molotov to perfection, just burning the final player to crisp. And well, they are pretty brutal, I must say.
Yeah, I mean, just like barbecue out in the open on that lat. But let's see what is going to happen to Team Z, as they have been spotted out by BGZ. 4 kills already secured, so this team is really strong with the momentum in their game. Team Z doing a wonderful job of using the terrain as cover, using that small little hill right in front of them as cover, and just moving around it. 911K is looking for an opportunity to see if he can get a few knockouts and if he can take down a few individuals as well, but he's being denied that opportunity.
Well, indeed. I mean, opportunities are something that you need to grasp instantly.
Yeah.
But if you're getting denied, you gotta try to seize that. But you gotta play it smart till then, because now we've got Team BGZ. They've got 4 kills. They've lost out on Saqib, but they still do have a very, very impactful part of the circle, right? This next circle shift can possibly go towards them. One thing for sure, we do know that it's going to be panning somewhere down on towards the Siberni side only. So Team Exentric Infinity, they are taking quite some commanding position, having a good spread, having, those compounds which have those first floors. So they have that aerial view as well. They know where the enemies are. All they need is a right time to strike.
They need a right time to strike, and I believe it is going to present itself right now as Exentric Infinity. They are charging in Shoykot. He is waiting for his teammates to arrive. They have a team. Look at the map. They have a team quite exposed on the shoreline right there, so that could be a potential pickup. But Thunder actually takes a lot of damage from the Mercenaries. It seems like there is a price on the heads of these players, and the Mercenaries are coming to claim it right now.
Well, I mean, the Mercenaries really need to get going, get killing people left, right, and center right now. But look at the shift. I mean, we haven't really seen a lot of this circle, right? Siverny going towards the shoreline. I think it was just that on that one occasion where we saw something like this happen. But either ways, we've got Mr. Vutu trying to take a few shots on towards the players of Mactavish. who are apparently making a move. They want a piece of the cake inside the zone, so they want to secure themselves prior to all these teams making the switch.
But it won't be an easy one. It won't be an easy job for these lads. Mactavish getting taken out as they were trying to enter the circle, and they will be finished off as well. Esports. Whitter, look at him. He was rotating along with the players of CSR, I believe. Alright, it was CREX that they were rotating with, and both of them are taking damage from the Mercenaries. Osman from one side, and the players of Exentric Infinity from the other as well. They get sandwiched by two different squads and finished off.
Oh my goodness, what on earth is really happening over here? And this is something that we had anticipated, right? We had anticipated this kind of chaos, this kind of pandemonium happening, and these teams are giving us the treat that we deserve. The viewers are going to be so happy looking at this circle. So, still 8 teams alive, but C-Wine's beautiful grenade just goes in, blows up Siam. Can he follow it up? That's the bigger question. Can he get one more knock? Because after that, I think Exentric Infinity, they are gonna go for the push.
Well, and the push
Correct.
needs to be something that has to be well thought out. But so far, I mean, Exentric Infinity doing a wonderful job of holding on to the cover that they have, holding on to these compounds. But as you said, I mean, we did anticipate this sort of a chaos being brought to the later stages of the game, since the early game was uh, really well slow, so to speak. But Exentric Infinity, one lad knocked down. The players of TB on the other side, I believe that was XB that was there, and they are going to try and take the fight against the teams that are exposed on towards the shoreline as well.
It's going to be really tricky now. Things are getting interesting. I mean, it's all right. So it's still 50-50. We do not know whether it's ending at Siverni or it's going towards the shorelines. Equally placed, both these sides. But right now, I mean, Exentric have decided to hold on to the compounds. They're not gonna let go of that area. They've spotted the players over there of Team FC. All right, the Mercenaries being present. They're still alive, all 4 of their players. Are they inside the zone? Just barely on the edges, playing around. They've got to make their movements, completely smoke that entire area, kind of committing in for the push, finally getting secured themselves those compounds. But that one good nade from Riedel is going to inflict some massive damage, and quite a lot of HPs have been taken off, so they need to get themselves patched up, as we are looking at different fights happening in front of us. C-Wine spotting a few players out of Team Z and going in for the confirmations.
Well, the confirmations need to be made and they need to be secured right now. But let's see how things are going to happen as we move forward with this match. Now the circle looks really small. There are 2 teams present towards the shoreline. There is Team Z along with a couple of lads. Oh, the utility being tossed by Team Mercenaries right on point. They get one knock for themselves. One of the players from the side of Team Exentric Infinity being taken out. Team Z in some trouble, and well, it's going to be too much trouble as they get finished off by the players of XB. The 3-man squad doing wonders right now. Exentric Infinity, Shoykot, I believe, is the last player surviving for the team.
Well, that he is, but right now, I mean, considering how Exentric Infinity were doing a few seconds earlier, just reduced to 1-man team. I mean, they did chew off. They did take a lot more than they could chew on their plate right now, is what I can say. So right now, Fags, well, from Team Mercenaries. No, this is what I was talking about, Johnny. Right? You've got 2 approaches: either go in from the edges, wait for the right time to strike, and that's what they did. They were taking some heavy gunfire from Exentric Infinity, but they were patient. They smoked in, they moved towards the compounds, took control over it. Now, Exentric Infinity, they are basically on the verge of getting wiped out, but still, I believe they've got their players. They've got their players. I think we were wrong on our part. Now, Thunder, he's just beside the players of CRS. Is he gonna spray down towards them?
Well,
Yes. Tried.
I mean, the spray does connect. The scene was taken out right there. Principal putting up a lot of pressure on the players. Thunder again being taken down. So all right, Exentric Infinity, they had a few more players present to play around with, and now they are left with two XB Emperors. That is the squad doing wonders. Team Mercenaries in a wonderful position. The circle is the circle is still on top of them, so they still have an opportunity to survive. The revive does come in. Saif was there for the backup available, and as we hit the 24-minute, that spray from Principal just connecting perfectly. Just a few meters to travel, but even the few meters were not safe for that individual from BGZ.
Well, indeed, it wasn't safe. But right now, I mean, 6 teams still alive. Now everyone sort of needs to get inside the zone. Now, considering the players there of Team VSE Esports, they are on the shoreline, so it's going to be pretty tricky for them because they are inside the zone, but they're way too much exposed. But for now, you know, you've got 2 teams going after each other. It's Team Evolution versus Team BGZ. Who's going to come out on top on that one? They are right in front of each other, still not engaging yet, as the nade finally goes in from Saif's side, knocks out the Neek, and Drago, he's making a move, but can he get inside the circle at the right nick of time?
Well, that is going to be a really big question. The attempt needs to be made right now. CSR Saif with the Groza, just making sure that he uses the weapon as much as he can and destroys as many teams as he can in the process. Mr. Heaven is going to be taken down by the players of Exentric Infinity. CSR 8 kills already secured. Saif not letting anyone that steps in front of him survive or stay alive for a long time. Down to 4 teams, 10 players alive, 2 players from the side of CSR, 1 player from the side of XB Emperors. Bleeding out slowly and steadily, the scene is closing in towards the compound of Exentric Infinity and XB Emperors. Agent 47 is the last player surviving. The scene is quite close. He's right underneath the window. One good grenade from the lad can actually dish out a lot of damage to the players of Exentric Infinity. Let's see if he has any utility on him.
Well, we've got to see, but in the meanwhile, well, Agent is definitely going to go in for the revive on towards his teammate, but have they heard of the sound cues? Drops in that Molotov on towards the players of Exentric Infinity. Now, XP Emperors, they're going to charge in inside the compound, but at the same time, they do realize for the fact that the circle is not going to favor them for anymore, but still, you know, just hanging by the whiskers, playing by the edges, where we do see the players of Team Mercenaries taking the shorelines, and now they've got those vehicles, like we mentioned, you know, the vehicles are going to be really important. Now they've secured that, they've built out their cover around that.
Yeah,
got to see as to how they are just going to play right now, because considering the scene is getting a few knocks here and there, will of course secure C1 skill also.
well, definitely. And it is just this one house that these lads have to escape, because the circle has moved in the favor of Team Mercenaries, who control the shoreline at this point. It is just these 4 players that are stuck in this house. 2 from XV Empress, 1 from Exentric Infinity, and 1 from CSR. This is a game that belongs to the players of Team Mercenaries. They have all 4 players, and all they need to do is shoot at these players as they try and make the exit, run out in the open. Look at that, players dying to the blue zone. XP Emperors, no opportunity. Principal making the charge. He gets taken out, and the last lad, Agent 47, will be finished off as well. Ladies and gentlemen, the chicken dinner being taken by the Mercenaries in this match.
Wow, I mean, that was clinical. The way they went in for the kills, the way they, I think more than the kills, I loved how they positioned themselves. I loved how their decision making was so perfect. I mean, the IGLing has to be given 100 marks over here. The way he commanded his team, the way he carried the players to the right spots at the right time completely. You know, they were avoiding the fights when you know, push came to shove. They went for it. When it was not necessary, they sort of avoided them. They were smart, and you know what smartness you know, pays you off with, right? You get a chicken dinner. So yes, that is what Team Mercenaries have secured for themselves, a chicken dinner in the map of Erangel.
Exactly, you get the chicken dinner, you get the points as well. And a wonderful, wonderful finish from the game, as you said. Clinical textbooks finish, IGLing to the point. Timing was quite key, because they were also part of the compound, the house situation in the backlines, and then when they had to move to the shorelines, they played it out quite perfectly, just trading off the positions, and just the level of aggression that they displayed was actually perfect. So good job to the team for the chicken dinner finish. But I want to see, like, how were the kills displayed, because I want to see where actually CSR finished. That's what I'm curious about as well, because Seth made it a point. It was his personal agenda in this game to make sure that the Groza he had in his hand was being used perfectly. He was getting a lot of kills with that weapon, and in result, in converting those kills to the points that will be added to the team's tally. So that is what I was curious about. Like, where does this match bring the team?
I mean, yeah, rightfully mentioned, because we did see him getting a lot of kills with the Groza, a lot of knocks perhaps, and he's survived for quite some time. So in terms of kills, in terms of overall points, I think Team CRS, they're going to be having a good position. But apart from that, you know, the way they have been, these lads have been playing, the way this circle had been, I really loved it. You know, it was quite refreshing. Finally, after a long time, we did get to see the Severny circle. It was quite chaotic towards the end, you know, multiple teams fighting against each other. It got really difficult to keep track of every single fight. But either ways, I mean, I liked how the final circle shift was there, right? Because we know the basics over here. What happens is you do not really get those house circles towards the end, so it's somehow gonna go away. But here we have the match rankings. Team Mercenaries on the top spot with 23 points.
Yeah, exactly. And CSR, as their tag is in the game, the name of the team is actually Evolution. So they make it to the second position with 17 points. The points are tight, but they have more kills. On the other side, though, Team Z not having a good game in this one, along with Team GG, NRZ Esports, Static Tribe, NRZ not having a good game as well. This time around, just taking a really early exit. So quite a lot of surprises. But now moving forward to the Oppo F19 Pro moments of this match.
Well, I mean, right off the bat, I think this was one good fight that we did witness, especially Drago, the way he played it around. I mean, being the being one of the survivors for the team, went in, got 3 kills, secured for himself, and I think we've got to give huge ups to this one player for that particular fight. The way he was so brave. But yeah, I really felt, you know, Exentric Infinity could have done a bit better, considering that extra experience that they had in tackling with such kind of circles. But maybe, you know, in the next game of Sanhok is the map where this team particularly shines.
Well, definitely. And I mean, that is going to be the next match that will be coming up. So hopefully they will be able to perform in that matchup as well. But this was a pretty decent game. BRZ as well from their side, they managed to make it to, well, a decent enough standing, and they were able to secure some points with the kills that they were getting up until this point as well. So now is when we see BRZ take an exit. I believe they took an exit at this in the top 5 somewhere. So definitely quite an interesting game, but as you say, Sanhok is going to be coming up next for these lads. Let's see how that is going to go about. Although Erangel this time with this group it is a little bit more about the end game scenarios rather than the mid game and early game.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't really been what we've been hoping, because the standards have been put so high by the teams, you know, performing, you know, groups 1 and 2, the way they've been playing. But here comes the overall standings. Right, so VSE Esports, despite the fact that they do not have a chicken dinner, even Exentric Infinity, being consistent every single game is definitely helping their cause. But mind you, Johnny, the difference is not too much. I mean, from the top spot till the 5th spots, you got barely how many points it is. You've got 4 plus 3, 7 points differentiating the 1st spot to the 5th.
Yeah, I mean, just 7 points separating the teams, and I love how Evolution is actually playing. Evolution and Team Z are actually playing their matches. 22 kills on Evolution, 20 on Team Z. So those teams, they know how to play those end game fights. They know how to thrive with the chaos that is there in the final few circles, and that thing will be really interesting to look forward to in the next matchup. Because Sanhok, I mean, if this is how these teams are going to play Sanhok as well, where we'll have a lot of teams, imagine like 10, 11 teams fighting for the 6th circle in Sanhok. Ooh, that is going to get crazy right there.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, if that happens, I think it's going to get crazy, not just for us, even for the players.
Yes.
Because in Sanhok, you would not even realize where you were shot from.
Exactly, but all that is going to happen in the next match. For now, we'll be taking a very short break, so just stay tuned, keep watching. We'll be right back.
we're keeping it real. I'm calling shotgun, wanna see my baby run. Oh, what's the word on the sea? We're kicking up the dust, you know what I mean. We got a good thing going. We got a good thing going on.
Welcome to Karkin. Today, let me guide you on an in-depth understanding of this 4 square kilometer humble island. Before stepping into Karkin, you may have already heard about the intimidating demolition zone. In demolition zone, buildings will be destroyed into smithereens. But rest assured that today's tour will be a safe one. Karkin might be a small island, but the textile industry of the island works as a crucial financial support for the entire island. Our first attraction is Al Haik. Al Haik is a medium-scale town, and people who lived here refined pigments for a living. Then those pigments will be sent to Hadika Nemo for dyeing. Skyscrapers are scarce in Al Haik. Compared to other urban areas, there are fewer visitors here, which makes looting easier. It's a perfect choice for a team of 4 in search of adequate equipment supplies. We'll be walking by the sea, and our next attraction will be Hadika Nemo, which serves as the port of importing raw materials of Karkin. Imported textiles are dyed in vats filled with multiple colors and distributed to the factories. If you want to choose this place as your landing spot, then it's recommended that 1 to 2 players in your team land in the containers area, as they can easily find combat supplies here, and head to the city to support their teammates. In the middle of our journey to Al Habar, we'll be passing by an enclosed warehouse. You will need to use sticky bomb to blast the walls that look less solid to get in. There's always something nice in here. But be careful, as one might not want to hide behind those walls during combat, because those unmaintained walls can be easily penetrated with just a touch, making you susceptible to attacks from enemies and exposing you to dangers. The next stop is Al Habar, which is the largest urban area in Karkin. There are many residents, hence the numerous high-rising residences. No doubt this place will be a popular spot in the future. Our next attraction is the port city of Bar Shahir, which stores and exports goods of Karkin. This is the perfect spot to search for weapons, making it my personal favorite. Next up is the city of the West, Bashara. It was a city congested with residents, with tall buildings providing convenience in observing the surrounding movements. Just make sure not to lose your directions here. Our final destination is the cargo ship, located at the southwest corner of the map. This ship has been idle here for forever, and has already been abandoned. Yet there are still goods that remained here. However, due to the gigantic size of the cargo ship and the containers, this place no doubt becomes a place to rumble. Don't you feel the excitement already just thinking of it? Besides these urban areas, Karkin also houses many such little buildings. Rumor has it that there's another passage beneath these buildings, as well as a huge space beneath Karkin. Well, it's up to you, believe them or not. Alright, your Karkin tour is now closing its curtains. Looking forward to seeing you next time.
Yeah, we got it, we did it! I know you'll be there for me.
I'll always be you.
Whoa! How are you? Yes! Thank you, bro.
Welcome to Karkin. Today, let me guide you on an in-depth understanding of this 4-square-kilometer humble island. Before stepping into Karkin, you may have already heard about the intimidating Demolition Zone. In Demolition Zone, buildings will be destroyed into smithereens. But rest assured that today's tour will be a safe one. Karkin might be a small island, but the textile industry of the island works as a crucial financial support for the entire island. Our first attraction is Al Haik. Al Haik is a medium-scale town, and people who lived here refine pigments for a living. Then those pigments will be sent to Hadika Nemo for dyeing. Skyscrapers are scarce in Al Haik. Compared to other urban areas, there are fewer visitors here, which makes looting easier. It's a perfect choice for a team of 4 in search of adequate equipment supplies. We'll be walking by the sea, and our next attraction will be Hadika Nemo, which serves as the port of importing raw materials of Karkin. Imported textiles are dyed in vats filled with multiple colors and distributed to the factories. If you want to choose this place as your landing spot, then it's recommended that 1 to 2 players in your team land in the containers area, as they can easily find combat supplies here, and head to the city to support their teammates. In the middle of our journey to Al Habar, we'll be passing by an enclosed warehouse. You will need to use sticky bomb to blast the walls that look less solid to get in. There's always something nice in here. But be careful, as one might not want to hide behind those walls during combat, because those unmaintained walls can be easily penetrated with just a touch, making you susceptible to attacks from enemies and exposing you to dangers. The next stop is Al Habar, which is the largest urban area in Karkin. There are many residents, hence the numerous high-rising residences. No doubt this place will be a popular spot in the future. Our next attraction is the port city of Bar Shahir, which stores and exports goods of Karkin. This is the perfect spot to search for weapons, making it my personal favorite. Next up is the city of the West, Bashara. It was a city.
Are you keeping it real? I'm calling shotgun, wanna see my baby run. Oh, what's the word on the sea? Kicking up the dust, if you know what I mean. We got a good thing going. We got a good thing going on.
Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to PUBG Mobile Campus Championship Bangladesh region, sponsored by Oppo F19 Pro. My name is Phoenix Shivan, the Messi here, caster, and alongside me, it's Spain Fixer. So how are you, my friend?
Hi, how
Hi,
are
bro.
you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good,
Are
and
you?
yeah. I'm excited that I'm gonna cast the games with you.
How excited? I can't see it being reflected either ways. We are finally here inside the games, and well, looking at the flight path trajectory, I mean, does not matter. Does it even matter in Sanhok where the flight path trajectory heads from?
Nope, because you know what? Every single area is glidable. It doesn't matter where the flight path is until unless it's just gonna cover. It just shift towards the northern side or eastern side, extreme northern or eastern or south, southern or western. But at this moment, if we talk about this flight path, it start from the Pantaya
Decide
ended
one
towards
direction.
northern side. Sorry,
Nothing, nothing, Phoenix, nothing.
why are you laughing, man? Like,
I
hmm,
mean, I just got reminded of a joke.
okay. So I know it's my jokes are pretty well, but yeah, you can crack it.
No, I just imagined your face. So,
Oh. Wait a minute. But we're talking about imagining the face. It doesn't matter that you are gonna punch my face or you're gonna laugh hard. But right now, if you're talking about some fights, Team GG, they are engaging in some fights with the players of Team
oh,
CRS71RS and DBS. Players are using DBS. Careless, he is being careless. Like, I don't need any gun. I just need one DBS to knock out some players and to eliminate them as well.
but I mean, it was not Careless that had the DBS. It was his teammate Shivansh. And I mean, yeah, of course, DBS being one of those weapons that you tend to use in those early skirmishes really helps you out. And yeah, in those close run situations, in those mannequin rooms, it is one of those weapons that comes really handy. But
Yeah.
again, likewise, we do have a fight. Breaking out in the Paradise Resort. So Johnny had this one complaint that the teams are playing way too slow. So in Sanhok, it's a completely different tale to tell.
Yeah, because you know what, teams usually drop down near those areas, near those hot drops basically, and 2 to 3 teams love those hot drops. Just because of that, we usually witness some early skirmishes. But right now, Team NRZ Esports, they are in the Paradise Resort, and with the players of Team GG, they're still holding those crucial angles so that they can punish their opponents.
Well, they certainly have to do more than just hold angles. They have to push. But now we did see the players of Static Tribe and RZ getting those kills over here. Even if you talk about the players of NRZ Esports, they've managed to secure two. So very good start for these lads. All they have to do is sort of try to go in and get those kills confirmed. Let's see how they're gonna do that. But we do have Sazid and his teammates trying to find the players of Team GG. But can they do that in the right nick of time? Just two players surviving. I mean, all you would want to do is just go and push.
Yeah, but sometimes it can go either ways. Like, you could be on the receiving edge too. But right now, we talk about they're still playing a little bit passive because right now they're still holding those angles. We talk about Exio. This player is literally incredible. Because he know how to use those guns. Like, his aim is so accurate that whenever he sprayed down some shots onto his opponents, he always get knocked. But if we talk about boot camp, Team TM, they got a good hold in the boot camp area and they are inside the safe zone too.
Well, they certainly are, but there you have it. I mean, Tutul getting yet another knock, and it's the last player, Jarif, who's been taking quite some clobbering over there, as Tutul will be making a movement at towards him, but does he spot? Yes, he does. Gets the final shot delivered, and Team GG, well, GG's for them.
Yeah, NRZ Esports quite happy. Off to a really good start. They already secured 3 kills, but right now, Team Excentric Esports, they know that there's a fight going in the Paradise Resort, and we would love to do a third party, and that's why the players of Excentric Esports, they're just marching towards their Paradise Resort.
They certainly are. Now we've got Team VS going after Team Mactavish, but elsewhere we've got Excentric Infinity finally going up against Team NRZ, I believe. Now NRZ is one of those teams that recently had a fight, and Thunder barely surviving on a sliver of HP. They take some heavy damage, but he needs to put that first aid up. He needs to get inside the action ASAP. But well, the players of NRZ are kind of oblivious about Thunder's position and his teammate that was also present with him. That was
Yeah.
C Wine, and had to deal with the brunt of it. Now NRZ already losing out on one of their players. They're in a whole world of trouble right now.
True. And at this position, if we're talking about troubleful situation, these teams, this particular team, Mactavish, they are also in a bit of trouble because it seems like they got eliminated from the lobby. The players from VSeSports, Esports, they were the one who confirmed that last kill.
Uh, it's gonna be important. Let's see. Tutel, he does know that. All right, so they've wiped out a squad. They were looking promising, but the moment they kind of stepped out from their territory, it became really difficult for that. So Eccentric Infinity, they are trying to go in, trying to push around them. And one thing for sure, Eccentric Infinity, they look confident, but they sort of oblivious about their position. But they know exactly where Tutel is, and they are going in for the push. Finally spotting him out, and well, he did somehow manage to get one knock, but that's all he can get because. Completely isolating their players, they're managing to get knocks in there here and there, but no, two players have already fallen down. It all comes down to that one last player surviving. Now NRZ, well, it's a 1v1 situation. Who do you think is going to come out on top in this one, Shivansh?
I think so. It could be the players of Exentric Infinity because C Wine, he just revived his one teammate. Thunder is just going to heal him up instantly. Then, meanwhile, C Wine just going to revive his another teammate, and we can see that Riddle, he also needs a revival, and Sazit just marching on to the players of Excentric Infinity. And the answer is he cannot able to survive for too long. Demon also on the back line dished out a lot of damage, knocked out one player. Now it's a 1v1 situation. Who's going to win? Demon with his M4 1632 bullets loaded in it. Still waiting for that perfect opportunity.
They certainly are, and Demon here goes with the revive, and no! Wanted to patch himself up, and yes, Demon has finally clutched it out. Eccentric Infinity committing a huge mistake over there, and somehow NRC, they're gonna be smiling, they're gonna be happy with the way they took this fight, and boy oh boy, Sanhok getting so intense and so exhilarating right from the very start. How do you feel about it?
Yep, that's what I love about the Sanhok map, and it seems like another team on the verge of elimination. The players from CRx71RS, they are on very low HP. We can see that Severus King, he is just healing him up. I think so. He has those bandages, and bandages is not a good thing in this particular situation.
Well, bandages definitely aren't. But right now, we've got the Mercenaries going in for the push against the players of CR71. I mean, both these players are just taking cover of that one tree over there. How are they going to deal with it? And there you have it, Osman just going in, fearless. I mean, they did manage to get that chicken dinner in the map of Erangel. So they've been looking really confident, you know. They are looking unfazed. They're looking really sharp with their approach. They're going after players. I mean, of course, they've lost out on one of their players. That's going to be Mr. Vutu. But that doesn't seem to deter them from actually committing in for the kills.
True. We just hit the 9 minute marks. 9 minute mark basically, and we already lost three teams from the lobby. Another team, Static Tribe, received a lot of damage. One player got knocked out, but the distance is quite a lot. VS Esports still want to. They're still holding that particular area, and they want to just spot out some players of Static Tribe, but they are hiding inside those compounds.
Well, of course, I mean, they indeed are hiding. But right now, what they have to do is, yeah, just hide. Don't get around. Don't be visible. Play the circles. I mean, we've already seen so many squads being wiped out, but this circle, look at it. It's so hybrid. You know, you don't really know if it's going towards the northern side, or maybe towards the southern side, or maybe towards the eastern side. So, uh, anything can possibly happen. What do you think, Shivansh? According to you, where will the final circle form? Which island?
Camp Alpha Island. I'm sure I know the prediction is going to be right. Let's see.
Let's
I'm
see. I
pretty
mean, it's
confident.
the moment of truth.
Yeah.
And all right, so
Woohoo!
you are going right. You are going in the right direction, but it's still not the end, right? We do
Yeah.
know that the gods of PUBG Mobile love to throw us those curveballs, and now majority of the teams are actually going to take control over those Western Islands. Are going to try to have that high ground advantage, like Team Z do have for themselves. But now we do have the players of Team Evolution sort of rotating right now. Now, Team Evolution is one of those squads that really did impress us in the game of Erangel, especially say, if, with the way he was using his Kroza. But let's see if they can pull off something similar to that and kind of keep themselves in the run, because the difference was not too much, just 7 points from Team Evolution and the first position.
True. But you have to be in the top eight. The main thing is you have to be in the top eight if you want to qualify for the phase three. Teams like NRZ and BGZ, they are quite happy with their rotations because there's not a single team in front of them. So yeah, they can do their favorite location. But teams like CR, they could be in a bit of trouble because they are four teams in front of them, so they have to be prepared to absorb a lot of fights.
I mean, they have to be, that's for sure. And well, they sort of kind of, what do you say? Trying. Every team is trying, but who gets the success? Who gets the food? Well, who gets the chicken is what is really specific to this
Yeah.
particular game. But we haven't really seen a lot out of this team, right? We haven't really seen IP Electrify to go out and shine. Just waiting for them to pick the pace up. Now they've got players like C Minor, who we have seen in the past doing pretty well. So let's see if they're able to clutch things out. But Ashrak spotting out Viscott, knocking him out, kind of starting off the battle.
True, true. The players of Evolution. Uh, the knock is there, but I don't think so. The kill confirmation is gonna be there because the distance was quite a lot. Right now, Evolution. I think so. I think so. They are moving away. They're backing off, or they just want to move inside the center of the safe zone. Let's see. A Strak. You just want to spot out some enemies, but there's no enemy on that mountain.
Well, it's gonna be interesting. Now you've got no enemies over there, at least not until now. You never know. You never know. And CSR, I mean, they've been the smarter bunch, right? They did know for a fact that there's no purpose. They're not getting a lot out of it, just blocking the bridge, camping it through, because they're just kind of stopping one of the teams to rotate. But at the same time, they can utilize this particular time to get up and find themselves a good spot on top of the hill. So if they do that, and which they indeed are right now, this is going to be more beneficial towards those end zones.
True, true. I totally agree with that point. But and just couple of minutes or into the second zone will start closing, and we are going to witness the third zone, where the third zone is just gonna form. Is my prediction is right or wrong? Only time will answer my question. But it rhymes, right? The sentence it was rhyming.
I don't know. I need. Anyways, getting back to reality where I would not want to strangle you. But now, considering how things are, jokes apart. Uh,
Yeah.
oh, hello, Phoenix.
Yeah, yeah.
How's the
Hello.
joke? You
Which
still
one?
think you still think the circle is going towards Camp Alpha?
Obviously. You know what? I'm a kind of person who never changed uh his prediction, right? I know that I'm right in future. It is going to
So you
be on
think
the
it's
Camp
going to
Alpha Island.
be on towards Camp Alpha only? It's not going towards Boot Camp or towards the southern side.
Don't confuse me, man, please.
I mean, Come on. I'm just, seeking your predictions,
No,
nothing
it's
else,
gonna be on Camp Alpha Island, I'm
You
sure.
believe in Camp Alpha. All right. So we got to ask the chat. We have seen these kind of circles playing a lot of games with our hearts. What do you think? Where will the circle be? I mean, it's going to be really insane. You see that small little island just on top of boot camp? What do you think? What
Yep,
are the chances of the circle shifting around there?
3%. I'm not good in maths. I'm not like Ocean Sharma, right? But I'm still good in talking about the fights. And if we talk about this fight, IPG Electrify coming into action, knocked out 2 players. It finished instantly one, and another knock. Oh! Similar reaction.
It's
Was
going to
that
break my
fight?
heart.
Oh yeah,
Electrify. I mean, kudos to this lad. The way he played it out, taking down 3 players, and of course, finishing 2. Stranger just surviving by the whiskers. Thanks to Panda for coming in. And, well, I mean, Shivansh,
yeah.
gotta give credits to Electrify, man. The way he's played.
True. The way he played was so good. He tried his level best, to be honest. Thompson, you know what? Players are using those SMGs in the final circles, which is literally awesome because the fire rate is good. So as the damage, but sometimes, if you're facing an enemy who has an AKM or an M416, you could be on the receiving edge.
Hmm. Well, Witcher is trying to get that extra bit of a vision. I mean, this Sanhok map has to be one of the most exciting ones, right? The
Yeah,
way things are going around, I kind of like it. I kind of like it. But Witcher, let's see. I mean, Team VS have been playing pretty well, and despite the fact that they haven't been getting any chicken, they still look good. They still look solid. I think one of those underrated teams that we might see doing really well in the future.
true. Let's see how they're going to perform. They already secured 3 kills. They are just brought down to 3 players, but it's still good. It's a 2+1 split. And you know what? With this 2+1 split, they can collect a lot of information. But what do you think? It's the movement of truth. What do you think? Where the circle is going to form? Where the circle is going to form?
I mean, I won't take back my question on me. It is only for you and the viewers. I mean, I'm gonna
Oh,
enjoy myself either ways, wherever the circle really goes, for all I could care.
okay.
But I want to see a central circle now. I want to see the circle in middle of nowhere. We have had this in the past, and in fact, in the PMPL only, we have had it. And well, let's see. Panda and Stranger, can they do something? Hmm, what do you think? Are they gonna get picked off? There's still one player hiding right behind them.
Yeah,
Do you think he's gonna backstab them?
might possible because you have to check those backlines. You don't know where the player is. And if you talk about Monster, he has 4 first aid kits. Whoa, nice. So he's already prepared for the heal battle or to take some constant amount of damage of the blue zone. Right now, just gonna rotate from the water areas. It is a bit risky, but still, you know what? Risk it for the biscuit.
All right, risk it for the biscuit. Okay, someone is watching their shows. All right, so pretty impressed, I must say. And
Yeah.
Panda and Stranger. So, what do you have to say about these lads? I mean, one of those invited teams now going up against one of the best teams. Uh, how do you like their odds? Because one of their players is opting for the heal battle, whereas
Yeah.
Stranger he's left alone to fend for himself. I mean, not the kind of a friend I would want, but if PUBG Mobile gets knocked out, instantly it's Demon hiding beneath the grasses, one with the nature,
Uh,
spots him out and takes him down.
how many first aid kits Panda has? 17? Or if I'm not wrong, he has 12 to 17, I think so. Okay. So this is now things will get interesting here because if the player he has this amount of first aid kits, whoa, he is looking very very strong.
Indeed, he is. And, well, Monster. Oh, gets picked off.
Oh,
Demon making no mistake, securing those kills. I mean, Team VS definitely do not have enough numbers anymore, but still making sure of getting whatever they can. But where on earth is Demon headed to? Does he need some first aid? Does he need something? He's just going outside the circle. It's going to be really difficult for them. But Fags, well, let's see what he's up to. Right now, Team Mercenaries, they've got three of their players alive. A lot of teams
yeah.
are trying to rotate towards the western side, and I've got to say it, Shivansh, you were right. This time we have a western
Woo!
circle.
So you're gonna appreciate me, right? Because I
No.
predicted the circle. Oh my. But you have to appreciate this player, Demon. He dished out a lot of damage onto Tasin, knocked him down too. And just gonna confirm that kill too. Whoa, Demon. Just living up to his name.
Oh my goodness. These knocks are happening so haphazardly. And there you have it. Ashrak also getting picked off. Demon, oh my goodness. This lad, he's going to stop at nothing. He's got that demon inside his soul. And, well, he is going to push in. You've got the last player of Team Evolution. That's going to be Siam. Well, did knock out Demon though. Did knock him
Oh,
out. Now it is all on to Tanveer. Now Tanveer, he is playing the scared cat role over here. He's not really making a lot of movements. He's being still. And Demon has to move all the way towards him and had to realize for a fact that, well, Demon could not have been saved. Now Tanveer, he's got those 9 first aids. Now what he's going to do is try and fight for survival.
yeah. You know what? Do the heal battle. This is the best thing for you. Meanwhile, we can see Siam. From the team 12, he's also doing the heal battle. It seems like he's also doing the same thing. Meanwhile, the players of OLGNS, they are so close to the safe zone. They're using those vehicles to move inside the safe zone. It's an unusual thing because usually players don't prefer vehicles in Sanhok map.
Well, they certainly don't, and we've seen quite a lot of professional teams actually start using vehicles. But you gotta be watching out for yourself because if you're going to die, if you're going to get blown off, you know that was coming, right? We warned you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the developers have done. They've warned you before using a vehicle in Sanhok, and there you have it. I mean, the players of Team Z instilling some heavy damage onto it. The players of Team Mercenaries over there, and it's also chaotic. I mean, it's very difficult to keep track of what is really happening. We have Auto Aim getting that last final frag secured for himself. Now they've got 3 of their players alive. Of course, one of them just kneeling. He's bleeding down. I think Team Z are gonna ignore him and move ahead with things. They've got one team right in front of them. That's gonna be Team Mercenaries. How are they gonna fight against them?
I think so. The fight already started, and Mercenaries they already lost another player. Meanwhile, on the other side, Marvel, he got killed by Drago. I think so. Drago's the one gonna knock out another player. Tanizaro just gonna revive his teammate Usman with his incredible grenade. Will he able to knock down the players? And the answer is yeah. One knock is already there. Also on the receiving edge, another grenade. Okay. He's making sure that just gonna eliminate the whole team.
Mm, and yes, he's done that. Just Osman. Another day in the office. This guy is a genius. The way he's playing, I mean, even in the previous game, I could see those things from him. But we still have Drago, and we know this is a really good player as well. But spotting out Fags, it was Flash who will just blow up his vehicles. Now we've got 3 teams surviving. Who is gonna take the win?
Okay, only time will answer our question at this moment. 4 Crims, only 2 players surviving for this particular team. Storm, he has very low health. Storm already got knocked out. The players of BGZ Esports, they are looking pretty strong, but Yato, oh my god, what he just did, knocked out. 3 players got knocked out of Team BGZ Esports. Yato just gonna charge onto them. He has that AKM, he has that level 2 kit loadout as well. Now he is looking pretty strong. Will he able to do that? Answer is no.
That's gonna just break up his heart. But either ways, BGC in contention for getting the chicken as they go up against Osman. from Team Mercenaries. It is a 4v1 situation, and Team Mercenaries already securing 10 kills. And he still has a few grenades to play around with. Now, if he lobs them to perfection, if he lobs them in that direction, I think he might just pull off this clutch. But with the way players are just advancing over towards him, now they must have seen the projectile of that grenade. No, they're still oblivious. They're still in the dark about his position, but he goes after one of those players. But before that, the Neek will take him down. And with that being said, BGZ Esports get this one home.
Yeah, chicken dinner on this Sanhok map. This Sanhok map was pretty fast. You know, we're gonna compare it with Erangel or Miramar. Teams before this match, teams were playing a little bit passive, but in this match, team was like, we'll go all guns blazing. Team Mercenaries, they secured the second position, which is equal to 12 placement points and 10 kills, 22 total points in this particular match.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you gotta expect things like that from a team like BGZ, and at the same time, Team Mercenaries. Like you mentioned, 22 points from this one particular map, and I think after this particular game, they're gonna be right on top. No questions asked. The way they have been playing, the way these lads have been performing, I think they certainly look one of those teams that are actually ready for the finals. And I'm pretty impressed, actually, to be honest, Shivanshi, if I must say, with how things started off on those groups days, and then teams kind of elevating their performance once we are inside the quarterfinals.
True. You know what? My prediction was right. As well as the prediction of team BGZ Esports was also right. They secured the chicken dinner at least. Yeah.
When did you predict that?
Like in my mind, why I'm gonna, I'm not gonna play my all the cards right. Just gonna keep them safe. Not gonna show my ace of spade. Right? This is the term, I think. So ace of spade. I'm not gonna show it to you.
I mean,
already predicted.
I'm kind of waiting for technology to get even more advanced so that I could just enter in through my webcam, come out through yours, and pan. That's the thing that I would want to do. I haven't panned anyone since quite some long time. So the way you're reacting feels like you're enjoying. But jokes apart, let's get back to the game. Let's analyze what really happened. So we did see the circle going towards the west. So a lot of teams got into those early skirmishes, into those early kerfuffles, and out of that, few of the teams made it towards the western side. Now, out of them, Team Mercenaries, I think, played really well. Even few other teams were also there. And here we have the match rankings. BGZ Esports walking off with the victory and also with the highest point, but Team Mercenaries not far behind.
Yep, with 22 total points on the second position. Team Z, an amazing outing for them as well, with 12 total points. So as the players of Static Pride with 11 total points on the fourth position. Team 4 CREX, they were focusing on those placement points, didn't engage in the single fight. That's why they could not able to secure a single kill point. But still, if you have 10 points, you're happy.
Well, indeed you are. And now, teams like IPGeLECTRIFY, we did see Electrify, that one last player. He tried his level best over there and almost had 3 players knocked out, but it was Panda whom he could not take out. And here we are witnessing the Oppo F19 Pro moments as a lot of interesting fights broke out.
Yep, and this fight, Exentric Infinity, had they revived their teammate, they could win that fight. But the players from NRZ Esports, they were quite lucky because the approach from Taiman's side was so insane. The Mercenaries, they were so good throughout the match. First they eliminated CRx71RS, then they start engaging in some other fights. But this was the clutch. This was the clutch from the side of Electrify. It could have been taken another player, but if you're facing a player who has an AKM or an M416, it's difficult.
Well, yes, I gotta agree with you on that. And this is one of those weapons. Every player sort of uses it. We did witness, if you kind of go above the leagues over here to the pro leagues, towards the world leagues. We see M4 sort of being replaced by Beryl these days, because you
Oh,
know
yeah.
these players are very well proficient with their recoil, the muscle memory on that weapon. They've sort of understood how to handle it. So maybe in those further stages, we might witness some Beryl action in towards the finals. But right now, I think M4 is the go-to weapon.
Yeah, right now at this position, the M4 is the best weapon to use because you can use it in long range as well as in the mid range fights. Meanwhile, this was the ending. This was the ending for Crims Verto. He got eliminated. Then after Osman, he was on the receiving edge, and we have the overall ranking in front of us. Team Mercenaries on the top with a chicken dinner with 62 total points.
So, like we predicted, Team Mercenaries, 62 points. Team Z, I think they have also picked themselves up really well. And getting that chicken dinner previously, they find themselves now in the second spot. VSE Esports have dropped down a bit, but Exentric Infinity, I mean, they had quite an interesting start. But now they're on the fourth spot. Now they're all secure, they're all doing good, but these teams, from 9 to 16 are the teams that I'm really worried about. When are they going to pick themselves up? I mean, the difference margin is still not too much. One good thing about this particular group is that the competition is really intense. It's not
Yeah, the
one-sided.
competition is true. Competition certainly very intense. But Team GG, they have only 2 total points after 3 matches. So after 4 matches especially, but they have to perform well because this is the high time. You have only 6 games left. But after this amazing match, we need a little bit of breather. So we go on a short break. Coming right up, it is going to be the last match, Erangel.
Are you keeping it real? I'm calling shotgun, wanna see my baby run. Oh, what's the word on the sea? Kicking up the dust, you know what I mean. We got a good thing going. We got a good thing going on.
Welcome to Karkin. Today, let me guide you on an in-depth understanding of this 4-square-kilometer humble island. Before stepping into Karkin, you may have already heard about the intimidating Demolition Zone. In Demolition Zone, buildings will be destroyed into smithereens. But rest assured that today's tour will be a safe one. Karkin might be a small island, but the textile industry of the island works as a crucial financial support for the entire island. Our first attraction is Al Haik. Al Haik is a medium-scale town, and people who lived here refine pigments for a living. Then those pigments will be sent to Hadika Nemo for dyeing. Skyscrapers are scarce in Al Haik. Compared to other urban areas, there are fewer visitors here, which makes looting easier. It's a perfect choice for a team of 4 in search of adequate equipment supplies. We'll be walking by the sea, and our next attraction will be Hadika Nemo, which serves as the port of importing raw materials of Karkin. Imported textiles are dyed in vats filled with multiple colors and distributed to the factories. If you want to choose this place as your landing spot, then it's recommended that 1 to 2 players in your team land in the containers area, as they can easily find combat supplies here and head to the city to support their teammates. In the middle of our journey to Al Habar, we'll be passing by an enclosed warehouse. You will need to use sticky bomb to blast the walls that look less solid to get in. There's always something nice in here. But be careful, as one might not want to hide behind those walls during combat, because those unmaintained walls can be easily penetrated with just a touch, making you susceptible to attacks from enemies and exposing you to dangers. The next stop is Al Habar, which is the largest urban area in Kharkiv. There are many residents, hence the numerous high-rising residences. No doubt this place will be a popular spot in the future. Our next attraction is the port city of Bar Shahir, which stores and exports goods of Kharkiv. This is the perfect spot to search for weapons, making it my personal favorite. Next up is the city of the West, Bashara. It was a city congested with residents, with tall buildings providing convenience in observing the surrounding movements. Just make sure not to lose your directions here. Our final destination is the cargo ship, located at the southwest corner of the map. This ship has been idle here for forever, and has already been abandoned. Yet there are still goods that remained here. However, due to the gigantic size of the cargo ship and the containers, this place no doubt becomes a place to rumble. Don't you feel the excitement already just thinking of it? Besides these urban areas, Kharkiv also houses many such little buildings. Rumor has it that there's another passage beneath these buildings, as well as a huge space beneath Kharkiv. Well, it's up to you, believe them or not. Alright, your Kharkiv tour is now closing its curtains. Looking forward to seeing you next time.
Yeah, we got it, we did it! I know you'll be there for me.
I'll always be here.
Are you keeping it real? I'm calling shotgun, wanna see my baby run. Oh, what's the word on the sea? Kicking up the dust, if you know what I mean. We got a good thing going. We got a good thing going on.
Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to PUBG Mobile Campus Championship Bangladesh region, sponsored by Oppo F19 Pro. My name is Phoenix Shivans, and alongside me, it's Pain Fixer. So, how are you, my friend?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm also doing pretty good. So, Group D, they already played their 4 matches now. They have only 1 game left for today, and it is going to be on the Erangel map. Let's see how they are going to play. So, basically, after this match, every single group, they are going to complete their halfway. Like, they're just going to complete their half of the journey, because Group A, B, and C, they already played their 5 matches this last game for this team. If we talk about the playing trajectories from the Georgia pool side, from the northern side of the Georgia pool towards the northern side of the Lipovka. And I would love to see a circle near the military base area.
I mean, me too. But we'll have to wait and see where the circle really goes on. But the way the teams played in the last game, I kind of like it. I kind of like the way they're picking up the pace. It's kind of the reverse way around. We've seen our teams in the past. They've tried for that rotation where they kind of go towards. They kind of try that kind of a gameplay where they're aggressive right from the start, but as the game kind of goes on, they're gonna go slow. This time today, it was kind of the other way around.
Yeah. Yeah. Meanwhile, Team TM just dropped down to their favorite drop location, which is Zerky. See, Team GG basically, they are moving towards the Severny area, and there's another team just moving towards the same drop location. So it might possible that we are gonna witness some early fights near the Severny area or near the Yasnaya area. But usually the group D teams, they prefer to drop down the eastern side of the match, like Lipovka, Milta Power, Milta Farm, and the prison area. Yep. Let's see. Axio GG. This team, they have to perform well because they are on the bottom of the overall ranking. And now with only 2 points, so let's see how they're going to perform. CSR, same. He already secured 1 kill, it's pretty far away from the pack, but I don't think so that he's going to be in a bit of trouble. We're talking about troubleful situation. Axio GG again got knocked out. Zarif GG knocked out one player in the trade, and that is something good for Team GG, because if your teammate got knocked and in the retaliation fire you knocked out a teammate of your opponent, then it's good. It's you can stop the aggression coming from the side of the opponents. Meanwhile, if we talk about this team, let's see how they are gonna win, how they're going to win in this situation. NRZ Esports, they were looking strong in the past match, in the previous matches, but at this position they have to back off, because we can see that 47, he has bandages. That's it, and he needs a cover fire so that he can be on the safer side. Zaref just leading the charge for the team. He has that AK in his hands. We can see that school bag. He's still staying on the back lines, which is literally good to spot down the players, of NRZ Esports. If any player decided to go on a flank angle, Demon, okay, this Bison, my man, you can literally dish out a lot of damage, and you can secure a knock as well. But Sharif, you know what? You are happy at this moment because Demon could not able to find a single utility. Like, he has no grenade or a molly. We saw in the Sanhok maps that Demon, he is so good with his frag grenades. But right now, it's a stare down competition between these two teams. And let's see what's going to happen. Trans. A nice position for he maintained that nice position for himself, but for how long? You have to move away. You have to change your location. Otherwise, if your opponent spots you down, you could be in a bit of trouble. And if we talk about troubleful situation for these teams, they are just still waiting for that perfect opportunity. Like, this is the best thing. Okay, that one smoke from the side of Sazid, basically. He literally scared Zarif, and Zarif was like, okay, that was a grenade, I think so. But now he is safe. That was a smoke grenade. You are safe at this moment. But the main thing is school back. He received some amount of damage. Trans spotted down one player, dished out a lot of damage. Now we can see that Sazid on 40% HP. Zarif again on the receiving edge. Come on, man. Okay, it was the Exio. Zarif, he got knocked out, and the finish is also there. Zeus is the one, just knocked out one player. And Exio tries to fight back, dished out some amount of damage. Schoolback still holding that particular area. Now he is very near. He's very near to the players of NRZ. Oh, he just wanted to throw a pan onto them. And it seems like Could not able to dish out a single amount of damage just because of that man XUGG. He has no health utilities. He has just that vest which has already got severely damaged, and he has that Uzi. So yeah, in close range fights you can do wonders if you can able to connect every single bullet on head. But the fight is still going. The massacre is still going on. Trans, come on, man. You can be the surprise factor for this team. At least spot down one player. Okay, the players of NRZ Esports marching on to Trans. Trans, can he survive for too long? But I don't think so. The answer is no. Two players of Team GG, they got knocked out. Only one player surviving. School back. He just want to confirm at least one kill. Just want to get one kill in his back right now. Total with that flank angle. Oh, he dished out a lot of damage onto him. Schoolback still running for his life. Okay, he just want to confirm that kill, but no, he not able to do that. Oh, he knocked out Total. He is on very low HP, but could not able to survive for too long. Man, oh man. Team GG. Kudos to Schoolback. He knocked out two players. But due to men disadvantage, could not able to do a lot of job. But still, kudos to him that he had a great fight. Team GG take an exit from the lobby. Another bad outing for them, but I'm sure that they are going to perform well in the other 5 matches. Okay, but right now we talk about this particular team, right? They are so good. BGZ, my bad. The players are pretty far away from each other, just looting those individual compounds to get good amount of loot. And right now they are just moving. So as the players of CREX, they are 2 players inside that one US. And they are just moving inside the safe zone. They're not that far behind. They're not that far behind from the safe zone. But for how long? Because the players are here. Okay, now we can see BGZ. Again, they are playing with a 3-man lineup. You know what? If you're playing with a 3-man lineup, this is not good. This is not good, to be honest. Because sometimes you end up in a situation where you have to face a team who have basically which have 4 men alive, and then at that situation you could be punished. You could be on the receiving edge basically. For Crims, Storm is the only one who is inside the safe zone, basically who's far away from the blue zone. Every single player of 4 Crims, they are in the blue zone, taking consistent amount of damage from the blue zone. Right? At this moment, CRx Assassin. It seems like they are gonna engage in some fights. This is going to be interesting. On the northern side of the map, we can see a lot of teams on that side.
Okay.
And if you have this amount of teams, like if you have huge amount of teams in a particular area, it means that we are going to witness multitude of fights.
Are you ignoring me?
No, man. Like I know
mean,
you just
my
you are
girlfriends
here.
also do, but
Oh, you don't have
So-
a girlfriend. Don't lie.
you never know. I mean, I don't talk about them much, but it's fine. It's fine. All right, getting back to the games that we have. So we've got BGZ, all right. So the team that did get the last chicken, they are kind of inside one compound over there. You've got Dragov playing from the backlines, and Team CR, they are completely looking ahead as to where they are. And ladies and gentlemen, yes, I'm finally back. We are in troubled times. We have some really messed up internets, and I think they would be fixed by now. And yeah, finally Assassin just rattling down those bullets onto the players of BGC, and they seem to have survived the onslaught of it, but the vehicle does not. But C-Wine over here just waiting for Storm, and this has got to be really irritating for Storm right now. Imagine just the slide did not really mean any harm, but I believe they've spotted yet another player, and Thunder will be the one getting that knock. So Excentric Infinity to a quite an interesting start.
Yep, off to a good start. They already secured 2 kills, as you just mentioned. But you know what? If you secure some decent amount of kills, if you secured some decent amount of kill points, basically you have to secure decent amount of placement points too, because if you want to be in the top 8, you have to do that. Meanwhile, we can see Osman. Whoa! He knocked out 2 players and just finished 1 player instantly in a single spray.
I mean, that one player, he is a genius. Like I've said, he knows what he's doing and he means business. Like, sticking to their name really seriously. Mercenaries. They're just, annihilating any single player that comes in front of them. But this time, the circle. Oh, all right. So let me play the game again. Where do you think the circle is going to
Oh,
go around this time?
can you give me a minute or two? Like,
No,
I still want to do my
10
calculations.
seconds. All right.
No, man, come on.
What kind of calculations? Tell me about your equations, your variables, your constants. What are the factors that you include before going in for the circle prediction?
Board mass, and I'm sure it's just going to move towards the northern side of Yesnaya.
Do you even know what BODMAS stands for?
Obviously, man. I know. Like you think that I'm dumb. I'm 19 years old, man. I'm smart. I crack some awesome jokes. People loved
Do I
it.
have to
You
think?
too. No, hey, no, I am good. Like,
You're what,
come
dumb?
on.
You're telling that in front, you're agreeing to it? But either
No,
ways, you
I'm
did not
not.
predict the circle, and you did not predict the circle. That was a very, very, sketchy way to dodge. Try to have a conversation set elsewhere. But either ways, I mean, this is one of those circles that the teams are not gonna enjoy. Look at the cluster on towards the southeastern side.
Oh yeah, and you know what? All the teams who are outside of the safe zone, they have to move inside the safe zone first of all. The first priority to be safe. But we can talk about the airdrop, right? Both the drops they are very close to each other. It seems like the players from TM they are gonna loot that airdrop first, then they are gonna rotate.
Well, yeah, of course, they're gonna try and do that. But before that, we've got Team Z right in front of them. They've got the players of Team Evolution, Ashrak and Siam. Now it's all upon Sub-Zero. And well, the scene has managed to knock him down. He will, of course, get confirmed. But Siam, he's got his attention elsewhere as all these teams are just struggling to get inside the circle, find a good spot for themselves, and then perform.
Yup, and then perform. Meanwhile, same. He is going to confirm that kill ASAP. Otherwise, what if any team decided to seal that kill? Meanwhile, if we're talking about kills, Fax is the one just knocked out Mr. Haven. Another fight breaking out. Another location of this Erangel map. And same, just the kill confirmation is already there. We still have 12 teams, 40 players in the lobby. Third zone will start closing in. The third zone or the third blue zone already start closing in, and the rotation has started basically.
Yes, the rotation certainly has, and gonna see as to what is gonna happen over here. Excentric Infinity. Well, they are trying to spot down a few players. Riddle is gonna go in for the sprays. The scene very low on his HP, but still somehow alive. But Riddle, in fact, he's getting his revenge, just trying to kind of burst that vehicle, or at least flat the tires at the very least. But Tasin, he's taken quite some hefty amount of damage. But Riddle finally going in for the kill, finally going in for the push along with his teammates. I think they certainly do have a plan in their mind as to what they want to do right now.
True, Excentric Infinity already secured 4 kills, but they need more. In front of them, there's one team Evolution. Oh my god, a Shark received a huge amount of damage onto him, just brought down to only 5% HP. First of all, he has to heal him up. And meanwhile, we can see that the CY just pinned down Tassin behind that tree.
Well, he indeed has pinned him down, but look at the shift now. Sort of a steady shift, kind of really. It's not gonna throw off the teams like it did last time. Not a really curvy one, but still, I mean, despite the fact Team Evolution they are holding their grounds really well. They have to get inside the circle, but also have to deal with Exentric Infinity, who apparently have again spotted out the scene, and a few shots were taken by Seawine. But right now, same old tale, the same old story, as they somehow tend to survive.
Yeah, they somehow managed to survive that aggression. But if you're talking about aggression, Panda is the one just gonna lob a grenade onto the players of VS Esports. But the players are pretty far away, and they are focusing on rotation, so they don't want to engage in fight because they are pretty far away from the zone. But okay, Team Z take an exit from the lobby at 12th position.
Well, they certainly have, and we have Team VS, another team that really started off the day in a very good note, and has sort of been reduced, kind of taken a dip over here, going down to the third or fourth position. But either ways, I think we are looking really good, considering how all these players are. Let's see what waits for these lads.
I think so. The safe zone. When the safe zone start closing in, the blue zone just going to force all the players to move inside the safe zone. Meanwhile, C Wine knocked out one player, is about to knock out another player, but he received a lot of damage just because of that. Right now, they are going to focus on those rotations because the safe zone is going to be their first priority. We can see a lot of fights. They are just breaking out. Players are engaging in some fights. A lot of eliminations happening right now too, and kill confirmation. Yato, he got eliminated from the lobby.
Well, he has, of course. Now, considering how things are looking, well, Team CREX, they are trying to get inside the zone, but they have to deal with quite a lot of squads over here who are just kind of holding on towards the edges, just gate locking the other teams, and traversing around a buggy is risky at the same time. You kind of tend to go around those hilly areas, so have to see as to what Tanjiro is really up to. Is he gonna slash a few demons, or is he gonna fall down? We've got to wait and watch.
Yep, you have to wait and watch. Meanwhile, Tanjiro, just because of that DP spray, he compromised his position. And Assassin, he tried his level best to knock him down, but he dished out a significant amount of damage onto him. Now, if we talk about Fokrim's Tanjiro, who is the second man surviving for his team, and they are in the top 11. We still have 37 players alive, but Tanjiro, okay, he has no health utilities.
Hmm. So,
Whoa.
well, Monster. Let's see what he's up to. Akash holding on, playing from the ridges. He needs to get inside. Now, this is looking really interesting. I mean, the circle are reducing, but the teams are not fighting yet. They're all holding on.
Yeah. You know what? This is a crucial circle. This is an open circle, and we know that we are going to lose a lot of open fights. So players are holding those ridges, those areas in which they can take cover of. Meanwhile, Shaikot, he knocked out Squeezer and finished him instantly. Now the team, they are only 3 men strong, but still, they are not stopping. Already secured 5 kills.
All right, so let's see. CY. I mean, taking those smokes over there, those Molotovs, but still taking some heavy damage. But either ways, Team Mercenaries are the one. In fact, it's Mr. Voodoo who's going to be wiping out the entirety over there. And nobody really saw them coming. And
Oh
Team
yeah.
Mercenaries off to again another good game. 7 kills already secured for them.
True. C-Wine. Well, he could be in a bit of trouble. Meanwhile, we're talking about Team Mercenaries, as you just mentioned, secured 7 kills. But you know what? If you are engaging in some fight, it means you have to be careful with your location. And just because of that, the position has been compromised. Thunder with that amazing grenade knocked out 2 players. Vampire OP just gonna confirm that kill too. Thunder on the other side with his M416 with the 6 times attached on it. Burst down another car to confirm another kill. Now, in Exentric Infinity, they are looking so strong.
Well, let's see. Thunder, what is he up to? He's gonna just try and spray down the players. But either way, his team NRC, alright, have managed to secure that one knock on towards themselves. Thunder is the one getting those kills. Can he get a few more? I mean, I really like how Exentric Infinity are approaching this one. They do understand for a fact that they're not just one team, but they are multiple. So Thunder is just letting the fight simmer, and once the cards are on his side, he's definitely gonna play them out.
Yeah, true. Meanwhile, VSeSports with his amazing M416 spray, he knocked out one player. But meanwhile, Demon on the receiving edge too by Arrow. Sazid OP knocked out Arrow. So yeah, the trade is also there. Marvel with his mini 14 just want to confirm that kill. He pinned down the players of XP Emperors. The revival is gonna be there, but still the distance is quite a lot. It doesn't matter. It's the this is the 5th zone, but still the players are pretty far away from each other.
Well, let's see what is team VS up to in this one at least. In the meanwhile, team Mercenaries, they've got all their players alive. They're looking really good. Marvel providing cover fire from backlines, but Osman, oh my goodness, is there anybody in this lobby that's capable enough to stop this lad? He is going after kills, getting a lot of them, and he's gonna stop at nothing.
Yep, he's gonna stop at nothing. Marvel! Whoa! Eliminated one team and he secured 4 kills for his team. So as the players of Team VS Esports, they are looking pretty strong. They are in the top 7. Fahim just gonna lob one grenade onto their opponent, onto his opponents. Marvel! Man, someone should stop him because he is not stopping. Already the players, the team Mercenaries, they already secured 9 kills. They are outside of the safe zone. Only 2 players, Marvel and his another teammate, they are outside of the safe zone. Finally, they are moving inside the safe zone. So as while you are moving inside the safe zone, it doesn't matter that you are safe. Players are going to spot you down, just going to spray down some shots onto you, and just because of that, we can see some knockouts as well.
We certainly can. But by the looks of it, Demon, he's trying to take a few shots on towards the players of NRC. Tootle still somehow surviving, just playing the healing battle, as it's going to be pandemonium everywhere as the scene will be getting that knock on towards C minor as the Mercenaries. Finally, they are making their moves, and I believe Usman has been knocked out this time. Will get confirmed or maybe finished, but either ways it's still so chaotic. 6 teams are still alive, but who is gonna get this chicken, Shivansh?
Oh, I'm not sure, but Team Mercenaries, they are looking pretty strong. So, as the players of a team Exentric, and that one grenade from the side of Shaikot can do wonders. But no, the distance is the thing which lead that nade to do nothing. But right now, we just brought down to only 5 players. The players from CS they are not looking good because Saf is the only man surviving from the team.
All right, so things have gotten pretty interesting. I mean, with the way teams are playing, I mean, Team Mercenaries, I mean, they can actually go for a back-to-back. They are playing their cards right. They've been trying to avoid all those fights, but at the same time, look at them. Osman back on his feet. All right, I was wrong. I thought it's finally been confirmed, but no. And the moment he steps up, gets yet another knock. And well, Team Mercenaries, they're just getting knocks left, right, and center. They are yet. It's kind of getting difficult for this team to decide actually which side to push. Now, even the gods of PUBG favor them. Now they have the circle for themselves.
True, they have the circle as well as they already secured 12 kills. Now, Usman, come on, man, can spot down one player. Meanwhile, Fahim got knocked out. So Sam, now NRZ, they are doing a lot of job out here, but they have to move inside the safe zone. They already secured 11 kills, so this team is also looking pretty good. Facts on the other side, it's he got knocked out. Total dished out a lot of damage onto Demon, but it was not enough to knock out Demon.
Mr. Vutu. Well, he's just thrown down. Just praying with his bullets. Usman taking that knock on towards Demon. Well, Team Mercenaries, they still have a really good position inside the zone, and they are capitalizing on it as Max finds yet another knock for himself. Team NRZ, they've managed to make it to the top 3, but I think that's only as far as they can get, as their players, the numbers are reducing one by one. And well, CSR also facing the same aftermath of where Ashraq, being the last player surviving, gets taken down. Now it is down to a 1v4 situation, and I believe we might just have Team Mercenaries taking yet another victory in Erangel. A consecutive back-to-back Erangel chicken dinner is what we are looking at. And well, one of their players did go down. MK14 is what Tutel does have. He can make or do wonders, but is denied. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, winner chicken dinner again going towards the players of the Mercenaries, and I believe they have conquered Erangel in today's evening.
True. Mercenaries, he was so good in those Erangel maps as well as in other maps too. But I just want to congratulate NRZ as well, because they secured the second position in this particular match, as well as they secured decent amount of kill points also.
Yeah, I mean, they've played really well, Team NRZ. They were just holding on till the very end, and when the time was right to strike, they indeed did. And yeah, I think what do I say? I think every other team's performance sort of gets overshadowed with how Team Mercenaries have really been playing over here. They've been so clinical, they've been so decisive with every single movements that they've been making. The way they are, prioritizing those revives on their teammates, even when things are stacked against them. So I really love that. They're playing as a whole unit, and every single day we've got few of the teams that are really impressing us, and today for us has to be Team Mercenaries again.
True. You know what? If you're just moving inside the safe zone, doing those early rotations, as well as taking some fights, not taking those unnecessary fights, holding those areas perfectly, staying inside the compounds. That's the main thing. Using those utilities at its best. That's why you are at the top. Team Mercenaries, they were so good in this match. That's why they got the chicken dinner.
Yeah, of course, and it's clearly reflected even in the scorecard over here that we have 18 points from just kills. So 33 points is what they get from this particular game. Now NRC, you've been talking about them, so they've been pretty consistent as well, to getting themselves 12 kill, playing from the higher ground. If they had enough numbers, they could have done better. But Evolution, again, one of those teams that has been consistent throughout. I mean, right from the moment I started casting, these guys have been so consistent, and especially in the map of Erangel. But things are not the same for all these teams down below. I mean, we did see them perform really well during those group of 128, but somewhere down the line, they're sort of struggling in all these matches.
Yeah, you know what? The second position, they both secured, if we're gonna add up their total points, they both secured 57 total points. So this is huge. Other teams could not able to secure a huge amount of points, but this is the first fight we witnessed in this particular fight. NRZ Esports become victorious. Team GG, you know what, Schoolback, he was so good. He's tried his level best, but you know what, if you're facing a team who has all his foemen alive, the chances of your survival is very low.
Yeah, I mean, how often have we seen 1v4 clutches towards the end? We've seen, things going really close, but I mean, the players of Team Exentric, I think we have to talk about them as well. They've also been consistent. I mean, being one of those invited teams, we really felt that, the invited teams are not performing up to the mark. But no, that's not the case over here, at least with Exentric Infinity. I mean, yeah, a few tweaks are definitely needed, but I'm pretty sure by the time, by the second day, the next 5 games that they have, they are definitely going to collect themselves up.
You know what? If you're the new team, like all these teams, they were playing from last 3 to 4 weeks. So so they have the experience. They know how these teams are going to play. So if you're the invited team, first of all, you have to test the waters. That's why these teams are not playing that humorously or that perfectly, but that they are still in the lobby and they are gonna dish out a lot of damage onto you and gonna collect some points as well.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I gotta feel it for Tutel, man. I mean, if he would have just clutched it towards the end with that MK14, could have been really great, but that did not happen. So, yes, here we have the overall rankings in front of us. Team Mercenaries now with quite a solid lead, 2 chicken dinners for the day, have the highest position points, have the highest kills. Nothing really stopping them from taking the first spot, but VS Esports have managed to secure the second, along with Exentric on the third and Evolution on the fourth.
Yeah, and you know what? The second, third, and fourth team without chicken dinner still they are on a respective position. So it means it showcases that if you're so good, if you're showcasing that consistent performance, you can be on the top.
Yeah, and take a look at this. Eighth and ninth, just 1 point difference. So, like I again said, the competition is pretty fierce. The competition is pretty intense because it's still anybody's game to qualify. You've still got
Yeah.
your chances to make it to the next round. That's of course your semi-final. So, um, I think this group has been really intense with the way the action has been going on, with the way these teams have been playing. I'm just waiting for the next day for this entire group and see which are those teams gonna qualify from around here.
True. The main thing is, ladies and gentlemen, only 8 teams from each group. Only top 8 teams will qualify for the phase 3. So now, Group 8, Group D, basically, they already played their 5 matches, so as Group B, A, and C. So we have to take an exit because this is the end of the stream. We'll meet you on Wednesday. Till then, take care, bye bye, and stay sanitized.